They're the heroes that the Seven Kingdoms truly need. Yes, Dio Brando.
You said who did nothing wrong? Cersei
and Roose Bolton.
No, is it Ramsay Bolton?
Both of them.
Well,
Ramsay Bolton did nothing wrong.
Ramsay Bolton did nothing wrong.
Look, Roose was the one who betrayed them, but Ramsay just did all the dick cutting and all the other, weird shit.
Yeah, guys. So this is a big spoiler. Sorry about that. They brought Ramsay back from the dead through the same magic. Through the Lord of Light.
Yes,
so he is back in this episode, and the entire episode was centered around him.
John Aaron is alive again. No one would have ever seen that because
and anyone who's going to debate me, no, he's in the back of every scene. You just need to stop it frame by frame and analyze it because he's there.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Bryce from Geekosity, and coming to you, live for Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 1 live recap show. Just finished it not too long ago, and let's kick right into it.
Yep, episode 1 titled Winterfell took place almost entirely in Winterfell.
Was okay for an opening show.
At best,
it was absolutely one of the weakest season openers. In my opinion,
it was one of the most okayest.
Yeah, like
it's not amazing
when you get an opening like Arya taking down the House of Frey.
Okay.
Like, when you get that opening, you're just like, this is what you come to me with for Season 8 after all this time? I guess. Like,
was there any action? I'm trying to think of, like, a single...
There was...
Oh,
no,
at the very end where
but that wasn't even. It was like tension.
There was tension at the very end. And I know this is the camera crew that shot all the wall shots and the dragon shots, but I will now call Tormund and the Castle Black's unit the dragon unit.
The dragon unit
because they deserve it.
Oh, hey, quick question. Is this a spoiler cast?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, then there should be
why don't we do speculations first, and then we'll hit a point of where we're gonna officially go into
spoiler warnings.
Yeah. That's
right.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because we should get that out of the way right now.
So what are we speculating?
I mean, right? I thought the episode was rather weak.
Not speculations, a recap.
Recap, really. Recap of certain things, but we're gonna keep out any of the major details until the end.
Well, I mean, at this point, we should just give
light spoiler warnings right now.
Yeah, I thought.
But the entire episode felt, again, they tried to finish up what they were doing in the last season of like, shit, we need to get everyone together, make sure everyone's meeting. We need to have everyone have their meet, and leave it at that. Like that, we spent too much time on that.
This felt a lot like old Game of Thrones. If you watched any of the first 5 seasons that were setup episodes, this felt exactly like that.
True.
Yeah, this
something I've noticed huge in this style of the direction of this season is everyone knows all information at all times. Yeah. Discovery of information is, at least in this last episode, was completely cut out.
Except for big things. Things that the intended reveal was for in that moment. Everyone kind of did know everything else.
But, like, when X goes up to Y and says, I know you did Z, and then they're just like, they just accepted, like, oh, Like, what the hell? Like...
Yeah. I mean, in old seasons, it was always a chore, or not a chore, it was always a challenge to figure out who discovered it. That was a fucking plot point that Tyrion ends up doing in seasons 2 and 3. How did this person figure that out?
A big, massive plot point, and sometimes dedicated to an episode.
No, there was a whole episode of Tyrion figuring out Pycelle and discovering what his whole deal was.
Or I love the Pycelle. Oh yeah.
Maester Pycelle. Yeah.
That was a great episode of them just being like, I'm gonna tell them all wrong information, and see which one comes back to me. Oh, it was Maester Pycelle.
Yeah. No, that was a really good one.
Well, I think that point at the point that they're at in the show right now, having an old feeling episode is kind of frustrating.
It really is.
They only have fucking 5 more episodes.
I wish they didn't actually announce the episode number.
Because
then I would have been happier. I would have been happier with it.
You're sitting at, like every minute of the show that you're like, this didn't move the story forward in a significant way.
Yeah, which
you're like you want your little gaffes, like the dragon winking at Jon as he's about to get it on.
Let's hold off on that. But still, that's
funny
a lot.
Did he wink? Or did he just
No.
stare?
He just looked at
He stared
him.
him down like,
I think there's a
No,
little.
Try it.
there was
Dude,
a
the dragons
there,
have eyes.
Try it.
the dragon actually like squinted its eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was that father staring down at the boy who's trying to take his daughter to prom.
For as much
Try
as,
something.
As much as those gaffes can be funny, like you watch it, and you're like, all right, you're just delaying. Like this shit
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
fan service.
So-
It was fan.
so-
That whole moment was fan service.
This is a show that the fans
Jesus.
don't
All right,
even
guys.
more service.
Guys, let's. Okay, you know what? I'm just
don't.
gonna throw this up now because this seems a bit difficult for us. Heavy spoiler warnings.
Oh yeah,
We're just gonna go into it like we're just going
it's
into
Game
it.
of Thrones.
Okay,
You gotta go
so
spoiler.
John gets on a dragon with Daenerys and takes a ride. Mind you, it is a note that Daenerys knows nothing about. You know that only true Targaryens can ride dragons.
Yes. And if anyone's curious, she rides Drogon. John rides Ricaro. Ricaro is
Wait.
based on the soul of Rhaegar, who is John's father.
So wait, the point that only Targaryens can ride dragons is it that dragons will only allow Targaryens to ride? Because technically, it's anyone could climb on a dragon and hold on to a dragon.
But it's a magic thing where like they have an affinity for it.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
Targaryens
but
are the only ones who've ever ridden dragons in the entire Thrones lore, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, and the
'Cause, like,
Seven
yeah.
Kingdoms.
I mean, from what they've said, they haven't really said anything about anyone before the Targaryens.
Yeah,
it was just they got the dragons and they took over.
But
After
but
running
to
away.
say that like nobody can ride them besides Targaryens, it's like, well, like the dragons will only allow Targaryens. It's not like fucking magically you're gonna just get zapped off like you just touch an electric pole.
Yeah,
Nah,
I don't think Game of Thrones has ever been much into defining rule sets
Yeah,
of the universe.
No. So they are. The show isn't. The books, yes.
Yes.
But the show, they kind of just because they glanced over a lot. I mean, the Night King, like they glanced over so much of that in and of itself.
Okay,
And-
but I feel like the Night King makes sense to glance over it because a lot of his power comes from his mystery as well as his unstoppable army of death. But not knowing anything about the Night King himself just makes him that
In
much
terms
more
of an
incredible.
antagonist, he is a
he ain't no Ramsay
shit.
Bolton.
No, he's
But Ramsay, he was powerful because of fear and cruelty.
he's a force. You know, like a force of nature.
Yeah.
It's just, he's a
the
force.
absolute
He's
force.
not.
He's the force of death.
Yeah, he is not a character with complex anything. He's just a force. He is an entity. You could even say he's just the looming, death and in the overall show. Something that's going to eventually come for everyone.
Baby.
Yeah.
Ending doom, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I enjoyed the episode because like it did feel like kind of old school Game of Thrones. There were some like, we only watched the episode once, so I can't really go too much into like all the things I picked up. Like I would say there was definitely some more meta moments. Like I said, the whole Jon and Daenerys riding dragons for the hell of it. Like they spent a good like 4 or 5 minutes on that scene.
It
for the
came
hell
out
of
of
it.
nowhere,
It
too.
did. That was straight
so
meta
long.
fan service. They was like, okay, we know it's Dany and Jon. I mean, hell, it was as meta as him calling her Dany. Like no one has called her Dany.
Not true.
Since her brother,
There you go.
and that was the whole thing because nobody calls her that except
Yeah, that's true.
us, and so him calling her
and
that.
Martin and George Art Martin.
Okay, well, yeah. Besides us,
Meta.
pretty much
Yeah.
meta. It's meta. It was meta, and that dragon, him riding the dragons was meta. Now, one of my favorite scenes is, and I'm glad that they did it. Oh, once again, they took it back to old school Game of Thrones.
Stupid joke.
It's,
Keep going.
um,
thinking of Jolkin Rolkin Token.
Jolkin Rolkin Tolkien.
Jolkin Rolkin Token. I'm sorry.
No, Jelkin Rolkin Rolkin Tolkien.
Yeah, Jolkin Rolkin Rolkin Token.
So yeah, one of my favorite scenes was absolutely Sam, and finding out what happened to his
Oh,
brother.
that
good,
was-
that's good.
that
And
was the
but what
hardest
what
one.
made it so great was, especially coming from season 6 and 7, like, cause I watched it kind of like back to back, not kind of, absolutely back to back.
I did too.
And you could tell that they rushed a lot of scenes, so they would cut off a scene before giving it time to breathe. Unlike the original series, where the original 5 seasons, sometimes you felt like the scene is going on a little bit too long sometimes. To this one now, it became all right. This is a little bit short, but this one they kept it.
Personally, the parts that you guys really disliked about prior seasons, about some stuff going on way too long, I actually adored about
Oh
the
no,
show.
I didn't say I disliked it. I loved it.
I really liked the very long setup, following through everything, being very slow and methodical about it.
The travel.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Travel is now eliminated. Discovery of
travel's
information
teleportation
is now
beams.
eliminated.
I don't know, man. Danny walking through that desert for as long as she fucking did in season 2, or being on the ship for as long as she was in 3. Oh,
yeah, remember when traveling used to
fucking
take
annoying.
episodes or a season or 2?
Yeah, and it would be like, okay, let's move.
Bran traveled for 1 season.
No, bro, and that's real because it was like, at least back then, it was
And he
kind of
studied for an additional season.
Yeah, back then.
Bran's form of travel is very slow.
Right, he was getting dragged
Yeah.
in a makeshift wheelbarrow. All right,
By Hodor.
by Hodor. Hodor.
Hodor.
Rip.
Rip.
Press F
Press
in
F.
chat, boys.
Press F
Oh,
for
07.
Hodor. Oh
Yeah.
gosh. But yeah, no, like at least back then, it was like things happened over a span of time, and you felt it. You felt the passing of time, and that was what. Nah, you felt
Kind
it.
of felt the passing of
You
time.
felt-
Yeah.
Everything was real. It wasn't as long as it felt in reality.
Okay, no.
No, it was.
No,
It-
absolutely.
stuff was happening
Remember
for
when
months.
Catelyn...
when Rob's whole his whole
His
rebellion,
yeah.
Rob's rebellion against the throne was months. They were out there for months.
Years,
actually.
Years.
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like 2 years. Not the way the show premiered
okay,
it.
well,
Not the
here-
way the show did it.
This
Absolutely
is actually
not.
this is an interesting point. So Game of Thrones is I truly actually thinking about it is the only show I can think of that people hang on a week by week basis anymore, because everything has become so instant drop and bingeable.
Yeah.
And in doing so, when you create that structure where you're forcing your audience who's watching every single week to wait a week, it actually creates a different feeling of the passage of time as opposed to just watching things back to back.
Now, I
so if
watched
right now
it-
we had watched everything from the season,
Like I did.
it would have been you would have just thought nothing of this.
So
episode.
let me give you a good example too of something.
That's how it was with me watching.
So
That's fine.
fuck you, fuck your show. Come to Chuffed instead. It
Fuck
hasn't
my
been
channel?
hasn't been set up yet, but Zach
not-
and I'll set it up and it'll be better than
It's
yours.
not real, but one day it'll be better.
It'll be better. No, not
Alright.
one day. It's already better, and it doesn't even exist.
Go on, go on, go on.
All right. So when Catelyn captured Tyrion, and they were going to the Vale, that took and it felt a long time.
It took
but
like 2 episodes, right?
Yes,
It
but
took fucking forever, but it took
but
forever in the book, too.
Yeah,
And
but
they had a
it
fight,
felt
like-
proper in terms of travel time and distance,
That did.
even if
and
you're
it
watching,
added to the characters too.
I think, but my argument is that when you release things in a weekly format, it creates a different perception of the passage of time as opposed to binge watching it.
That's
yeah,
very true.
that's very true.
and
That's
mind you,
very true.
I binge watched it up until season 4.
I binge watched
I think-
every
So I still
single
felt
season.
that.
Anyone who says they were like an OG of Game of Thrones watching season 1 is probably a liar.
I wasn't.
You watched season 1?
OG.
I was not. I did not.
No,
I-
yeah,
I
a lot
didn't
of
watch
people
so-
have.
I didn't
I
watch
don't
season
think
one
anyone,
as
I
it
think,
came out, no.
When
It's
Game
a
of
few-
Thrones
it's a
first
few
came out,
people.
it was a
Few
few
people.
people were like, "Hey, that's the fucking guy,
fans,
the
yeah.
guy from Lord of the Rings. It's Boromir." Like that
Boromir.
was the only thing
Fuck,
Game of
it's
Thrones
Sean
was
Bean.
running
Actually, no.
first.
I
Yeah.
started.
And it was like, oh, there's a bunch of naked chicks.
I think
Guys
I
should watch
started.
You can watch Entourage and it's just not. We add Sean Bean to it. And you got
Where's Turtle in Game of Thrones? That's everyone's real question
Johnny
at the
drama.
time.
There's
Is that it? When did season 2 come out? How many years ago?
2011. So I think season
2011,
1.
yeah.
Season 1 was 2012.
Yeah, season 3
2010.
was 2012.
2011.
Yeah,
That's
2011.
fucking.
Because it's always been a year up until
Like,
between season 7 and 8
was
was a
two.
year. Was 2
Yeah,
years.
I started watching like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I started watching right when season 3 ended because everyone was talking about the Red Wedding, and I was like, "What the fuck is the Red Wedding?"
I know you. I know you did because I was there on the week-to-week basis for the Red Wedding. But when we went to go watch that show over in was it Glass House in downtown, Memphis show?
Oh,
Yeah, we saw the actual billboards for it. And we were talking about it, and we're
Yeah.
like, "Yo, I cannot wait."
because I know I watched season 4 at the very end of season 4's premiere. Like right when the finale showed, I binged everything, and I've binged every single season of Game of Thrones from its inception. I just did it at very erratic times.
Listen. I pirated seasons 1, 2, and 3, and then I watched seasons 1 and 2.
Shame. because I
Shame.
shame.
Throw rocks at it.
Shame. So
but yeah, I pirated seasons 1 and 2, and then I stopped watching it, and then I gave them their money worth for about 2 months of right now when I finished seasons.
You gave them
I did
$20 for
I gave them $30.
like
No, $30.
$30.
$30
of like 18 movies
man.
worth of content.
Man, I watched. I binged 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in 6 days. It was ridiculous. Like I was eating, cooking on the toilet. It didn't matter. I was watching Game of Thrones.
Breathing.
I was watching. I was like, oh, I'm coming home. Boom, Game of Thrones is right on. I got class.
Actually, that's an interesting point. Is this show beneficial to that format, which is like a weekly format, or is it like a Netflix? Everyone is so used to shit being dropped and being able to watch this episode. I actually think I would have been happier about if I was like, okay, I just want to see what happens next. So I wouldn't be sitting every minute that I feel like I'm not getting like when I'm watching the fucking dragons fly around.
So
I feel cheated.
Early seasons,
binge.
Absolutely.
You need to binge the.
No. Early seasons. I mean, when I say early seasons, I mean early seasons. You can. It was both. It worked as a weekly series, and it worked as a bingeable series.
So I bought season 1 in the box set. And I got the special edition too with the whole family tree.
Yeah.
I got that we
too.
know it's all completed.
I will say this:
it's really enjoyable to binge season 1 all the way through.
Yes.
It's very enjoyable.
I say the best way to experience Game of Thrones is to binge it because you get all your information quickly and you see everyone go with the same.
That's the problem.
Because you got to memorize a lot.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem. Binging. So binging. What it does to you though is you don't have enough time to really sit and think. So like, at least especially for me,
that's true.
5 seasons in 6 days, I couldn't. Like I would have to pause an episode after watching it, sit for like 10, 20 minutes just thinking, going over the episode, and then jumping into the next one.
You don't appreciate like
before that you got that week,
and
you can rewatch it again before the next episode. You watch it twice, you really catch a lot of the stuff that you didn't see before. Like having watched seasons 1 and 2 before and then watching it again, I caught so much more.
I've watched the first season a few times now, and I've caught a lot in there.
That's why I'm like that week, that whole 6 days of you not watching it and letting you think and talk about it with other people, because the whole hype about the show was always you could talk to other people about it. Yeah. Because the more popular it got, the more people wanted to talk about it with you.
It's a social phenomenon.
Yeah, and so I think that was one of the things that that's what made it a weekly series. Until, in my opinion, you got to season 6. Season 6 absolutely said, okay, we're going with the bingeable format, which is where part of it is also they went off book. They had no books anymore. So they went with what they thought they knew, which is we make it fast, make it run quickly, get everything out, shorten scenes, doing all that, and it makes it easier to consume binge wise, so that now you can watch it and you don't have to necessarily sit and think on every single episode, because every single episode is not as important as the whole.
I argue you don't have to sit and think on every single episode of Game of Thrones to begin with.
Yes, you do.
Realistically, you could skip a large chunk of season 2 and be okay, because nothing fucking happens in season 2. It's so goddamn
fair.
You could probably skip a good chunk of season 4 and 5.
No, absolutely not seasons 4 and 5.
All you have to know is about the sparrows, and then the rest of season 5, except for the last 2 episodes, mean fucking
What do you mean?
nothing.
Theon? You needed Theon? You need Ramsay? Season 5 was Ramsay.
But they set that up in season 4. Oh, Ramsay's the leader of Winterfell. Can we assume he's going to be evil? The answer is yes.
Wait, why would you even need the sparrows at this point have contributed to no real development?
Okay,
but they will.
Okay.
Will they?
Remember?
Yes.
Hold on. Remember,
the sparrows were so important to season 5 and 6.
Yes, they were.
I see what you're saying.
Season 5.
So I meant in the current season.
Like, Let's go back to
episode
episode 1.
Kill off to make Cersei queen. That's
yes,
really
that was their whole purpose, because if we go back, let's go back real quick, because it's what is Game of Thrones without talking about Game of Thrones? So
Game of Thrones, or just Game of Thrones as a whole?
Game of Thrones as a whole. Like, what is talking about one episode without talking about
Game of Thrones is like a blank piece of paper.
What is paper without blank paper?
Right. So if we go back to the High Sparrow, like to the Sparrows, like the Septum, like they really there was nothing to them as a group, except, like you said, to make Cersei queen. Yep. That was it. Without Cersei
as a plot mechanism,
that was it. Because what was it? They killed. They that plot mechanism killed off her last child. Killed off Marjorie. It allowed her to kill off the Tyrells. It allowed her. -1. Yeah, and then there was it killed the Sand. It helped kill the Sand Vipers. It they were just a straight plot device. That there's nothing to them, and that's what I'm a little worried about with them being off book. Is what are we gonna get from us from this final season? As we saw, 1 out of 6 episodes already gave us just, hey, we got to tie up loose ends from last season. That we arguably, this is easy. This was supposed to be an episode. This was, if you peep it, in my opinion, this should have been the episode before. This should have been about 1 or 2 episodes before the final episode of last season. This should have happened, and then they should have went to King's Landing.
But how would they have done that? The only reason Daenerys agreed to go to Winterfell is because of what happened at King's Landing.
No, she had already agreed to it. They were going for Cersei. At this point, she had already agreed to go. Remember, because on the boat, she said, "I will help you," because she was like, "What would my dragon have died for then? If I don't help you." This is before they agreed.
But those happened right next to each other. Well, they didn't because of passage of time that they skipped over.
This is why I said this. This is why I said them being off book. They shortened so much. Where they could have took this episode and put it in between them going to John going, okay, we need to go get a wife and bring it back, and you could have sandwiched this from that episode to when they went. So this could have been an entire episode in between that.
But here's the problem. When you do that, the only way to make that work then is you have to eliminate John being there and having all of that emotional gravitas.
No. They couldn't eliminate John being there. This should have been her going to Winterfell, and then it would have been like, hey, John's like, I have to go. Because remember, John went to Winterfell. He went to Winterfell. They were at Winterfell in that right before. Because see, that's the whole problem with their short passage of time now. In that episode, in the second to last episode of last season, John said, okay, we're going to get the wife. Then they jump forward to John at Winterfell because he meets back up with Tormund. And then they jump to them at the wall. And that was like, you see, this could have been there. A lot of this stuff could have happened. And it didn't have to be Daenerys being there. I didn't even.
You gotta say her name right, man. Say her name right.
We're gonna call her Dany because I don't care about pronouncing her name correctly.
Don't call her Daenerys. That's not her name.
What is her name?
Daenerys. Oh, Daenerys.
They don't even pronounce it right on the show.
Yes, they fucking. It's a fucking
Daenerys.
thing.
Okay,
Daenerys, Viserys, Aerys. It's a fucking thing.
Do you call him Viserys?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That's a combination of the actual dude and the dragon.
Okay, so Daenerys,
which is understandable. That one.
Daenerys absolutely should have I wouldn't have minded her. Her coming to Winterfell for the first time with her entire army for this episode, but she should have went with John to Winterfell, and they should have had that so that John could have been told by Sam and Bran who he was.
They didn't know at that point.
See, that's what I'm saying. They could, but they.
No. Sam didn't know at that point because he hadn't gotten to Winterfell by then.
At this point, who knows what the passage of time is in this show?
Based on the way they alluded in the last season,
they could have moved that.
They could have moved it forward. That's what they could have shifted some things because this episode, to have this episode be the season opener for the final season was just. It was poor because it didn't hit you the way it should have as a season open for the final season.
Counterpoint you on this.
Okay.
So they had to get these details out. There's two things that had to happen,
Absolutely.
and that they did this episode.
Yes.
Two things that were required. Number one, at some point, John had to find out
who he was.
Who he is.
Yeah.
That
time
had
to
to
do it.
happen. And
It's actually
the
shocked
second,
they did it so early.
I am too.
I said it.
I mean,
I was like, they got to, because you can't
leave that going.
Yeah, you can't drag that out. You can't, because that would have just that would have been unnecessary.
So,
like,
yeah,
faking it out.
It was one significant thing. The other significant thing, the only other one that I can really think of, there's little tiny ones, but the other big one was they established that everybody is trying to push John away from Danny, and they created a divide.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that was, and they know everybody's gonna watch the show. They have nothing to fucking lose. Like,
yeah, they have nothing
everybody's
to fear.
gonna watch it. They could have just, it could have been just like a watching fucking the dragons shit for an hour. And you know what?
I would have watched.
You know what? I would have watched Tyrion talk for an hour.
I would have watched the sphincter mechanisms.
I would have watched.
If they had digitally animated the fucking dragon buttholes, I probably would have
We'll
watched.
just get the team from Red Dead 2.
I will say,
with
yeah,
those horse
that's
balls.
right. The
John getting on the dragon looked pretty bad.
Yeah,
you know what?
Bad.
It didn't look. That's a very
Well,
difficult.
what do
I'm
you
not
expect?
a digital animator,
They're
but that
saving
looks
their
difficult.
budgets for the final 3 to 4 episodes.
You're right.
They're
Yeah,
absolutely
but then I
saving their
wouldn't have
budgets
wasted
for
my
that.
budget on 3 minutes of
bring on
fucking
that
flying
fucking
scenes.
Right.
I wouldn't have had Riley
just-
first episode at all.
And what pissed me off with that scene so much is they took her to him to a waterfall, had her look at the waterfall and go, "Oh, it's so beautiful." And you know the callback was to him and what was his wilding girl? Ygritte. Yeah. And
one day you'll get it right.
Ygritte. Whatever. Ygritte, whatever her name
It's a different sound you make with your mouth.
Her
I
name starts with a Y.
Ygritte.
Why don't you
Ygritte.
axe me again?
Yeah, I will hound you with the axe, okay? Every time I got a question.
I mean,
that
you're
worked
not,
so well,
you're
though.
Not gonna,
That
you're not
worked
gonna
well.
have-
The
you're
dragon
not gonna
glass
have me-
axe.
I was like, I'm gonna hound you with the axe every
The
time I do
hound
that.
and the axe.
It
Who
was.
took the axe? The dragon
Are you
glass
gonna
axe.
axe me?
They were, I just, it
So-
worked
Do we think the
well.
Hound is actually going to kill?
The hound would die too.
No, but is Hound going to kill the Mountain and they both die
Whoa.
together?
Oh
No.
yes.
Holy
yes.
shit.
Yes, the hound.
See,
he
I
said
don't-
it. He said
Okay.
you cannot die.
I think
Anyway.
the Hound's going to live.
Let's
He's
get
going to
to-
be one of the
let's
few
get to-
survivors who
This
doesn't
is a
He
fun
has
section.
to.
This is a fun section that we have to. We'll
Oh, wait,
get to in a
wait,
second.
okay.
So this episode, finish what you're saying.
Okay,
But
yeah.
those two things were established in the episode. I think that's all it really did.
Yeah.
And I think they just wanted
Did
to
we
get that
even
shit out of the
touch
way.
on the
No.
stealth rescue of Yara?
Oh my
Dumb
god!
scene, dumb
Oh my
scene.
god!
That was
Okay,
really
okay,
weird.
okay.
It
It was.
done so quickly.
Dumb
It was
scene.
so.
Glossed
See
over it.
that. See, here's the thing. That to me, that could have been half the episode.
That could have been a lot.
That could have been half the
'Cause
episode where
I just want to see
I would have
like,
been
a
mad if that
fucking
was half the
stealth
episode.
Unit.
I would no. I would.
That would have been
no.
a waste of fucking
'Cause
time.
It could have been
Because you
half
know
the
it's going to be
episode.
successful. Then nobody's going to fail that mission.
That's true.
So
That's
you
also
But
know
here's
the
the
shit's
thing.
gonna be a
It's-
success.
I feel like Theon. I feel like it should have been more conflict of him getting her out of there. Like
No,
they just
I
they
disagree.
hopped on that boat, threw some arrows, threw some axes, and was like, all right, boom, we're out.
But there's no there's nothing at stake there. They're not going to kill. Theon's mission's not going to fail.
they need Yara alive for the final thing.
They just So I think they have the big names there's a bunch of fucking.
Oh yeah,
lackeys
they
in
got
Game
to
of
get
Thrones.
everybody back. They got to get everybody
it's
together.
It's like Warcraft 3.
A very small standoff between
Yeah.
Theon and
I'm gonna
Euron.
stand with that.
Just in the beginning, not the full one. We know there's gonna be a full showdown between Theon,
Oh, yeah.
Yara, and Euron.
Euron.
But I can understand why it wasn't happening.
Who's walking out of that?
Huh?
Who's walking out of that?
I think they should all die.
I
All
but
three
there
should
you go.
die together.
No,
just-
not
No,
Theon.
no,
Not
no,
Theon.
no,
Theon's
no.
been
Hear
no.
me
Theon's
out,
been
hear
too
me,
much.
hear me.
Theon deserves the Iron Throne.
Everyone should go down with the ship. They should be battling on a sinking ship.
Oh.
That's a callback to
Okay.
season. Well,
Let's
to
go
book
back to the
2.
boat. To the boat. To the
Yeah,
boat.
to book 2.
Yeah,
that-
so
I
they
would enjoy
fight
that.
on a
I would
sinking
enjoy
ship,
that.
and
Okay.
them all being
And
captains of their
at
own
this
rights.
point, they're like, no, we going down with the ship, but we're killing you first.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're beating around the bush on a few things. Number one, who's going to die next?
Okay,
episode?
let's start Deathpool. Deathpool, because no one died this episode.
GOT
I'm not surprised about
murder
that.
pool.
I
By the way,
am.
I
That
guessed
child
that first.
did. The
remember?
child.
You did say
I
no
did
one was
say,
gonna
I
die.
don't think anyone's
Yeah.
gonna die.
I thought
so
somebody
far.
was gonna die, but
Wait,
no.
I should have been with you on that because that was my real first
So
thought.
next episode.
So wait, hold on. Let's
Ne-
go. Do y'all want to go full seat for who's surviving the series? Because we have to find that season, or who's making it. Who's dying next episode?
Why don't we just throw a name? So let's start. Arya.
Arya's dead. I'm sorry to tell anybody.
When?
See,
Arya,
I think she's gonna live. I genuinely
nah.
think she's
Guys,
going
guys,
to live.
I think
Arya might
all
not
of
even make
us-
it to the season
All
finale.
of us get 3. Everyone gets three
names?
picks to
Okay,
see who's going to make
okay.
it to the end and not die. You can also choose everyone dies. That's all right.
I say we just did 3 picks of who's gonna die.
Not who's going to die. Who's going to survive?
Who's gonna survive?
Yeah,
Our 3
to
main
the
picks?
to the
Okay.
end
Okay,
of the
well,
episode.
you started,
and
so
we'll
let's
do
go
a murder
with-
pool.
Who do you
go.
think's going to survive?
Yeah.
Okay,
like, we
so
first
I'll
one.
say first, just because I got to go through stream of consciousness.
Let's do
'cause
first
I'm
round.
Like, I think John is gonna die, so
Oh no.
I'm gonna skip that one. I bet you Jaime Lannister will live.
Ooh,
I agree.
I think so. He will.
I absolutely agree with
So,
you.
are
I
you
agree with
going
that.
to put that as one of your top?
No, I'm just going
No,
to agree with him.
That's it.
I'm
We
going-
agree. We agree. Jamie Lannister survives.
We
But
can
that's not
agree
one
and
of our top 3.
disagree.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I know, but like,
Okay.
what are you going to have as your top 3?
We'll get there when I'm there.
Okay.
I think Sansa will survive. I don't want that to
I
happen.
agree.
Disagree.
What?
But
You don't want Sansa to
I don't want
survive?
Sansa to survive.
I'm with Will. I don't want her to survive.
I don't want
either.
Sansa to survive, but I think she will. I think it'll be Jaime Lannister, Sansa. It'll be all the B characters of like the main families that are gonna survive.
I mean, listen. I mean, at this point, we're already at the point where there's only women ruling. Like the final man gave
Oh
up
my
his
God.
throne.
Jaime
The second man
Lannister,
died.
Sansa.
The second child man died. You peeped that.
True.
The second child man died. The other one gave up his he said we're not fighting with you. So there's not that many men ruling in Westeros anymore.
No, you're right. Who's your third?
Tough one.
It is a real tough one. Well, I mean,
Because
You don't have
this
to-
is
you don't
the-
have to do 3.
having this knowledge
Nah,
like,
do
already
three.
predicts that this is all assuming that they're not just gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, the Knights Army wins. Like that could be.
I mean, they said it was gonna be bittersweet.
Yeah, bittersweet
so.
ending was the word.
So
George.
the Night Army
'Cause
will absolutely not
what
win.
was,
George might do that in the book. George might
Okay,
absolutely
I got my
let
third
the
one. I
bad
got
See, I
my
guys
don't
third
even
win.
think
one. I
he
got
would, though.
The third one is Davos.
Davos is going to
Oh,
survive.
Davos is gonna.
It's gonna be Davos, Sansa, and Jaime Lannister at the end. You're gonna be like, this is bittersweet because I don't really give a fuck about any of these.
Except for
These are-
Davos, greatest character
They're
in the
all
show.
the B characters
Nah.
of previous
Yes,
previous
I'm
All right,
roles.
all right, all right.
Okay.
So those are your 3. My 3 are Arya.
It's gonna
Oh,
survive.
I
no,
agree.
I think she's gonna
She's
survive because she's just got that fucking luck on her.
No, she's
But-
going to
but-
fake her death and then reveal,
Yeah,
it was me, and then
that-
stab the
She's
Night
gonna,
King.
she's gonna
That's
reveal.
it.
No,
Last
she's
episode-
Gonna, she's gonna stab the Night Queen and then Night King and then
Night
reveal
Queen.
she was the Night Queen all along.
That's
okay,
a Deus Ex plot mechanism
Okay,
waiting
so
to happen.
Arya.
that's Arya mechanism waiting to happen.
That's Endgame being
I
Reality
think
Stone.
I think it's rather proper that Arya not wanting to be anything close to, like the politics of the family.
Lady,
or-
she doesn't wanna be lady.
No,
This
I
episode,
think
she
there'd be-
already established that she does, though, because she was like,
No,
John
no,
was
no.
like, "Hey, I put the North above the family," and Arya was like, "Care about the family, bitch."
She said she said
So I
protect
think
the family.
she cares a she cares.
but
a lot.
she doesn't wanna be a lady of
she
Winterfell.
doesn't want to be a lady of Winterfell.
She doesn't wanna be the lady.
She
She
has
had-
actually
she's-
in that scene with fucking oh my god,
Who?
I can't remember his name.
Who?
Our blacksmith boy,
Gendry.
Gendry, our best boy.
Best boy.
Lady
Finally
Stark,
back.
don't call me
That's
that.
gonna be an awkward fuck scene.
It is gonna be so
Why? Because he can
awkward.
fucking lift her
Because
above
Arya
him
still
like a
looks
doll.
like a child.
She
Yeah.
does, even though
She-
she's actually.
What if he's into
old.
that? What if he likes the short, angry?
I like the
blank
short,
stare
angry
lollies?
wants to stab me look too.
Wait, is Bryce announcing live that he's a lolicon?
No, Bryce
This
is announcing
movie's
live that he's an
scary.
Arya fan. All right.
All right.
He's an
so
adult
I
Arya
think
fan. Let me
it would be
clarify
poetic
that.
though that the rest of her family is dead and she has to basically take on the shit she hates. She has to be a Lady Winterfell.
Okay.
Second choice is Sam and Company, and when I say Sam and Company, I mean Gilly and Sam
Lil
Jr.
Sam.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would count them as one unit.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Sam.
I also
next.
agree.
I think
Sam
Sam will die.
Wait, which Sam? You said Sam, you said Sam and Company, and then Sam again.
All of them.
Yeah,
No,
'cause the
Sam-
baby is
baby's
named
name
Little
is
Sam.
Sam.
Remember?
So you said Sam and Company, so that was only two.
No,
Well, he's just saying that as one big group.
Yeah, as one group.
So you count those as two.
But really,
right?
the other ones are.
Okay,
I'm
who's
saying
your third?
Sam.
Who's your third thing?
My
You hadn't
third,
got there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there at my third.
Oh, my
man.
bad.
Jesus.
My bad. I thought you did. That's
I
right.
think because Sam needs to really be there to tell the story. He's got to be the
Yeah.
person
So,
who relates
see,
everything.
People think Bran is the one who's telling the story. I think Sam is.
I agree. I think Sam is telling it as well.
I think Sam's telling it to little Sam. He's telling him about the
Sam's
war.
gonna end up being not a maester, but essentially the equivalent to a Grand Maester.
Well, no,
Yeah.
he's going to be the new Grand Maester that they create for King's Landing. He's
And
going to replace.
Gilly's gonna be a maester
myself.
too. If Daenerys does survive and becomes
Oh, they'll
Better
probably
name
do away
again.
with all the rules.
Gilly.
No, you said Daenerys again.
Daenerys. If Daenerys, yes,
You
Gilly.
just
Oh
said
my
it
God.
fucking again.
Daenerys.
No, you said Daenerys after.
No, I
you-
didn't. I said
yes,
Daenerys.
you did.
You
You all
heard
fucking
that
heard it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Her name is White Hair Bitch. Okay.
I'll take that one.
Alright.
You can also call her Platinum.
Platinum whore. Okay.
Platinum whore, I'll take that one.
Hey, you know what? The way she jumped John's bones and he was still trying to, coming back from freezing his balls off.
And he still banged her.
Hey, actually,
and he still banged her.
I'm willing to guess
Needed that pussy to
That's
walk
why he
off.
that's why he thought out so quickly.
This
He
is
got
a-
red-
Danny,
he was a red-blooded male. He
Here's,
thawed out
here's
very
a hot
quickly.
take. Danny definitely has sex with a different person before the season's over.
This,
She better have. You know
this
what?
is
I
my
wouldn't mind
other
Tyrion
guess right
smashing.
now.
that.
This one's kind of a
Oh my God, Jamie
Hold on.
Lannister. She bangs
Oh,
Jamie.
Lannister.
Hey, this
No.
is who bangs who. Daenerys bangs Jamie.
Better,
Happen.
better,
Happen.
better
It's
one.
Thirsty
Okay,
watches.
this is what's gonna happen. John is gonna start getting he's gonna start being like, hey, you're not doing what's right for the North.
John's
And
gonna
Danny's
start going,
gonna
"You're my
try
aunt."
to get
This is a
back
little
at
creepy.
him through banging someone else. I'm not making a joke here. I think
No.
this is serious.
No,
so
no,
I
no.
think she's gonna bang Jamie Lannister
No.
to make so John knows it to make him jealous.
Here's the
and he's like this
That'll probably
weird
lead him to
conflicted
his
state.
death.
Ultimate bang story.
Yeah.
Right here. Daenerys bangs Cersei.
Well,
And
that-
Fuck you, John!
Sansa watches while they're both in the cage.
Hey, if they're gonna give us the fan service of the dragon flying scene, they might as well give us the fan of Danny.
Let's be real. We haven't had a serious lesbian romance. And look, we
wait,
know
wait,
Game
we
of
got
Thrones
time
is
for
political.
serious.
We're not. No, I said
about-
serious.
Oh, serious. Okay,
Serious.
Okay,
I mean, like
serious.
main, not even serious. Like you know how at least we had fucking Renly Baratheon smashing dudes. Besides
Well,
the
Renly
sand
was smashing
snakes.
one dude.
A lot of guy on guy, not that many girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm
girl.
saying.
Well, what's her name? The,
I mean,
the
all the
Greyjoy,
whores.
the
and,
Greyjoy girl.
Okay, Yard, but it's Yard. We all knew she was gay.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
not, she's bi.
She's bi. Okay,
She's
now
bi.
gay. Yeah, she's bi. My bad. I respect the LGBTQ. But we all knew she was
Wow.
bi.
Sell your soul.
I know. We all knew she was bi. Like you could tell she was just like, I'm taking whatever I can get. Because I mean, let's be real. On the Iron Islands, there's not
don't
much.
care.
There's not much choice.
All the
Sure.
women
That's-
are
that's
ugly, and
like-
so are the men.
Right, and that's like the
They've
sand
said that,
snakes.
by
They
the
don't.
way.
The sand.
Dorn.
Dorn don't care. Like they're just like well, bank whoever. Like,
Is it a hole that can be put in something inside of? Do it.
Yeah.
All right. So my third choice. So I have Arya, Sam, and my third choice. This one's a throwaway choice, so don't get mad. Lyanna Mormont.
The bear better survive this. The bear, but you know what? But
That's
she's going on the
lame.
battlefield though. I don't think she's gonna survive. She's going on the battlefield
That's true.
because she said it. She's like
lead the charge.
Yeah, she's gonna be one of the people to lead.
God, that would be a cool fucking scene where John's like, "Hey, I can't go to this battle because I need to be do kingly duties," and she fucking leads the charge
it's like-
into a wave of the White
Lady
Walkers.
He wouldn't
Mormont.
be doing kingly duties.
Lady
He has to go kill the Night
Mormont.
King.
Lady Moore.
That's
He's going.
also true.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to
Oh,
that.
the final showdown.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But okay, so go.
No, you go.
No,
No, Zach, you
it's
go.
in
It's
order.
his-
Yes.
it's
Oh,
his-
sorry.
it's his podcast.
We're going.
So go last.
We're going counterclockwise.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna go clockwise.
Sorry, this is clockwise.
No,
Wait, we
One,
are going
two,
clockwise.
Yeah.
Man, I'm
You're
just
skipping yourself.
I'm stupid.
All right.
Boo's already getting to you.
No. I just have a
Let's
little.
not have a recap of last time.
Shut up.
All right. Okay.
Okay, let's see. I don't want to say anyone who I believe is also going to survive that's been said so far. Did anyone? You said.
should. You should.
He said Sam.
Yeah, I definitely. You can go.
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Go if you want to say.
Because you have to
Repeat it,
justify
that's
the
fine.
feud.
That's okay. Because then we could both emerge as winners
Yeah.
and say fuck you
Okay.
to everyone else.
Survivor pool.
If I'm being super honest with myself, I do truly believe that Sansa's going to live. I don't want her to. I genuinely don't want her to live because she was such a fucking annoying character in the books, and I despise.
This ain't the books. Let's go
I can
from
hate
here.
characters for whatever reason.
Nah,
I
let's-
goddamn
let's
well
go-
choose.
let's go for here. It's
you
not the
think
book.
she'll survive for different reasons.
Yeah. Why?
Not because you hate her, but you think
No, I
she'll
genuinely,
survive.
I think she's going to survive because they have to have someone to rule Winterfell, and because Winterfell has always been ruled by the Stark man.
Yeah.
She's
Because
going to be the
Arya's
first
not
woman-
staying at the castle.
No.
Yeah,
Sansa's
not
going
at
to be
all.
the first one to rule who is
Arya
a
could be
Stark,
dead
a
in
true
the
Stark of
That's true.
Winterfell, who's a woman. I think that's what they're going for here.
But this is all assuming that the White Walkers are
Shit,
going
I
to
wanna
be
change my
defeated,
third
That was
Yes.
it. No,
and Winterfell's
I
going to
wanna
be
change
standing
Right.
my
there.
That was it.
So bad.
If they fall at the north, then Sansa dies. If they win, Sansa lives.
Oh, you think Sansa will stay with the North no matter
Fuck
what?
yeah, she's staying.
Absolutely.
No, Sansa's staying at Winterfell. That's what I'm saying. If they fall in the north, if they fall north of Winterfell, then Sansa dies
I don't-
because the
I don't
army
agree-
comes from
Well,
her.
I
but
don't
that
agree
means,
with
like,
I think
Bran
she'll
dies.
leave because she's
Well, of
so
course.
used to leaving
I think Bran.
Winterfell.
Oh, well, Survivor pool.
Well,
Bran's
no,
not
I believe
surviving
she's
this.
probably gonna have that hard decision of like, no, I've already left Winterfell so many times and it's fallen to ruin.
No, they're gonna tell
I'm
her to
gonna-
stay.
I'm gonna stay.
They're gonna tell her to stay
Yeah,
because
that's
she
true.
has no fighting experience, none, zero. She would walk out onto that battlefield and be chopped
No,
to
no,
pieces.
no. I think what they're gonna tell her to do is leave Winterfell when inevitably the army falls and fails.
No, no, no.
Of course,
Here's
of
what's
course.
really going to happen. No one's ever going to see this coming from a mile away. She's going to step out onto the battlefield, and she's going to yell, Fus Roda! And then just knock them all away from her. No one knew she was the Dragonborn.
Wow, yeah.
Biggest
She's
reveal
gonna
ever.
turn into the Dragonborn.
And
Then she's going
and
to,
then
she's
and
going
then
to
the
call
episode
Oda
ends,
and have him
and it
come
says
down.
Skyrim now on your Game of Thrones officially
It's
everywhere.
gonna get Skyrim, Game of Thrones
Game of
expansion.
Thrones, yeah.
Oh, there's-
And she's the Dragonborn. Even the dragons go,
Yeah,
our Dragon Queen has arrived. The real Dragon Queen.
and then
And then
oh
they
god,
eat Daenerys.
and then,
Right, then they eat the Daenerys because it's like, bitch, who are you?
yeah, then they announced that like the rest of Game of Thrones will be like this microtransaction crossover.
Oh.
You have to buy your ending.
God.
And
Damn you, Ian.
Buy your
you're like,
ending.
oh,
No, no.
I want her to wear this dress, and so you
Will,
have to pay
don't
the
say
little
anything more.
microtransaction.
They'll get bad ideas and do it.
Well,
Yeah.
Hold on. But the real question, will we have microtransactions to fix Cersei's wig?
I don't know. Will we have Michael
Can,
Transactions?
yeah.
can we
Cersei's
fix
wig?
Cersei's
Well,
wig?
So what'll
okay?
happen is the modders are gonna fix it first, but then they're gonna charge you to buy that mod.
The modders,
If you
the
go-
fans,
If you go through Creation Kit.
Creation,
yeah.
the
Creation
fans
Club.
are gonna, the
Yeah.
fans will
Creation
fix
Club.
Game of Thrones.
Creation Club
for
is gonna
us.
do it. Yeah.
Oh my, can they, like, seriously, I know you have the budget. Fix her fucking wig. It is terrible.
What, she comes out, that's not a wig.
Oh my god, no, it is.
I know
and
it
that's
is.
how
I would
terrible
love
it
her
is.
to
Like,
come
you
out and
just,
say it's not a wig,
it's
though.
kind of like, it's like fucking Jennifer Lawrence and Days of Future Past in her bodysuit. Like, we know it's a bodysuit. It's clearly not you in the, like, in First Class, it was her. Painted. Tits out, everything. Painted. Days of Future Past and on, you're just like, yeah, we know it's a bodysuit. It doesn't look as good. It
Yeah,
just,
that's true.
But yeah,
Oh,
I think Sansa's going
Oh
to
my
live,
God.
even though I genuinely don't like her. I've hated her character in the books just as much. No.
okay, do you hate the character or do you hate the actress?
I hate the character. I don't like Sansa as a character.
I like
I
that.
hated her.
I think the actress's range is definitely expanding.
Oh
They
yeah,
no
everybody's has. The longer they on the show,
They've
you,
done
I mean,
other
think
things
about
in between.
it. Yeah, and but not just that. Think about it. You're acting on a specific show for years. It's not like you have, like
8 years.
yeah. Ned was played by Sean Bean because Sean Bean could portray Ned in one season and you got it. He didn't need to grow because he's already fucking Sean
Well,
Bean.
he already went
Yeah.
through his entire character arc. essentially.
But not just
Yeah.
that. No, I mean Sean as an actor. Like
No, as an actor, he portrayed a character who had already gone through his entire character arc.
yeah, so he
Yeah.
he could do it because he's Sean Bean. You put a lesser actor into that role, like
Then they might have
I argue that Tyrion though from season
Peter
1
Dinklage
was
improved.
But
And Peter
Dinklage,
he was already
but
great. He
already
just
great
improved.
because of how much Broadway.
Yeah,
and other
yeah,
shitty
he's-
stuff.
I'll be honest with you. The best. I mean, obviously the best actors on the show, Peter Dinklage, Sean Bean. I can kind of want to say the chick who plays Cersei, but kind of not because it's
I
like
think she's great.
I
she's
think
amazing.
Actually,
She just
I think
annoys the shit out of me
It's
half
gotta
the time.
be like Jamie.
Kit Harington is fucking amazing.
Kit Harington.
I'm sorry,
I think
there's
it's,
still not enough Jon Snow.
Jamie Lannister is Nicholas something.
Yeah, and Jamie
He has
Lannister
a
is
weird
fucking
He
great.
has a really Russian.
Now,
accent.
and I would
No,
say
he's not
they're
Russian,
they're just the
I think
best.
it's
They're just the
Norwegian.
best of the
Yeah.
best straight from jump.
Yeah.
Like Rob was great too. They're
Oh, my
just,
fuck.
no, I don't care what none of y'all say.
Ah.
Catelyn Stark, it was amazing. The chick who plays her was amazing
Great
in the
actor.
role.
No, Catelyn Stark is
Rob-
acting
I mean that
awesome.
that scene
I
where she's
like
talking to her
Rob.
daughter-in-law and she tells her like it's all my fault. Like you believed it, and then when
It was.
yeah, but you believe the actress, and then when Rob died, and she just lost it and just sliced
Yeah,
the
that
girl's
was good.
throat because you thought I really was like, okay, she's gonna watch Rob die and she's gonna let the girl go because
Nah.
she's
She's
because
too vindictive.
she's not.
Yes,
That's
she
the
is.
thing.
Yes, she is.
But Catelyn is incredibly vindictive.
She
Yeah,
is,
she's
but
vindictive and petty.
I thought she was gonna let her go because I thought she was gonna go like, you know what, fuck it, my son's died. I know I'm gonna die. Fuck it. She's nope. slit her throat, dropped her, and just and the camera panned, and you just saw the defeat. It was her life ended,
and then she died, and I was happy.
No.
Fuck Catelyn Stark.
Whoa!
She's an awful character.
Don't disrespect Catelyn Stark. Hot take. Don't
boys.
disrespect Catelyn.
Guys, we gotta get.
I haven't even got through part 1.
Okay, go.
So
You have
Sansa's gonna live.
Sansa's gonna live.
But for seriously, fuck Catelyn Stark. Anyway.
Catelyn's gonna live.
As an
Catelyn's
aside,
gonna live.
Goddamn, go.
Okay, I'm gonna say something different. I actually believe Bran is gonna make it. I think he's going to live because
really,
I'm gonna go with the assumption that there has to be a three-eyed raven. I'm just gonna go with there has to be a Batman. There has to be a three-eyed raven in the world.
Okay,
I'm gonna
fair.
go with
there's
that.
You're saying there's some magic rule that exists
that's going to save his
always
dumbass.
has to be
Yeah.
Because if he gets captured by the Night King, I'm even gonna say Night King is going to try and turn him, and he's not gonna turn.
Interesting.
He won't be able to turn Bran.
Interesting. That's it. That's good. I kind of hope that Bran dies. He's too powerful.
He is OP.
He's too powerful.
But he's not Bran anymore. And I don't like that.
I hope he dies and he essentially lets himself die because he's like, I'm too powerful and I can influence the world.
He wasn't. I mean, he was better than Rickon. Rickon was literally non-existent.
He
was non-existent. That motherfucker. No. Rickon. His
count.
role was literally to die.
Yeah.
His entire role in this entire show was to die. He had no other role in the show but to die.
Him and the
Did he
Wildling
even
girl.
get
What was her
that
name?
many speaking lines? Did he get speaking
Nope.
lines longer than a page?
Nope.
To be fair, he didn't have that many in the book because he was fucking 4.
But
He's
no,
4 years old.
At least in the book. So in the book, I mean, you read it, and I've just looked it up. In the book, apparently he's a lot more vicious.
Yes.
And same way his wolf is.
Yes.
In the
Shaggy
show,
Dog is way crazy.
He's done. There's none of that.
No.
He's literally there.
He's a whiny
Yeah, I mean,
baby.
He's there to get to season 5 or 6.
Battle of the
Battle of the
Bastards.
Bastards
I think.
Seven.
Had they
No,
let-
it wasn't
Six.
He's there to get to season 6 and die.
How they,
That's it.
If Rickon, without all this extra bullshit, he would have grown up fully and became like a knight or something.
He would have been a bad knight.
No, he would have been the most vicious fucking fighter.
No, he probably honestly
probably would have been the most deadly
Rickon
fucking
honestly
fighter.
Rickon probably would have been
Stark.
sent to the wall. Like the way he probably would have been sent to the wall.
I could see that. Realistically, though, I think he would have been made a member of the King's Guard. He would have been a gold cloak.
Yeah.
He probably would have been a gold cloak and just wipe the floor with everyone.
Don't you mean the Queen's Guard?
She's the king. Cersei is the king. She's the protector of the realm.
Look. Jorah was a part of her Queen's Guard. Remember, she literally said it. Her Queen's
Also,
Guard.
She's also Queen's Regent. Not
Well, she ain't the real heir to the throne, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay, now your third one.
Shit.
So you think Cersei's gonna die?
You know what? No. Yes, but I mean, I
So,
genuinely
but
believe
she literally her prophecy is to die.
And here it
Kills
is.
her.
One of her
That's
brothers.
next.
One of her brothers.
Because I believe Jon will die, Dany will live. Because I have a theory that Daenerys is pregnant.
Well, that's not
disgusting.
a theory. That's a.
It's not confirmed.
It's not. It's probably a spoiler, but yeah.
I believe
I'm
Daenerys
sorry.
is
I'm
pregnant.
not for family sex, man. I'm just not.
No,
I know everybody's for.
But the Targaryens family sex. Everyone.
They've done it
That's
before.
all
I
they
know,
do.
but
Remember, they got the rule of threes, though. That they have to follow through.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I believe she's pregnant. Because based on the wording of her prophecy with the House of Magic, they said she'll have 3 children. I think what they meant to say is she'll have children 3 times, and she's done it twice. So she's 1 time short.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to have her kid, who is going to be the true heir to the Iron Throne.
Melisandre said prophecies aren't always correct.
Yes, they're
And
not always correct because hers was wrong.
I won't say hers was wrong.
No, it was wrong.
She picked the wrong people.
No, she straight up was wrong. She was shown images that he would win. That fucking Stannis would win.
No. She wasn't shown images of Stannis. She was shown images of a prince. She believed it was Stannis. That was what she said.
Okay, fine.
She believed it was Stannis.
But she saw images of Stannis winning battles, and he didn't.
did.
But
he won battles.
He won some, but he didn't win the important ones she said he would win. Like she predicted that he
He
would
would
win
win
Battle
Blackwater.
of because she saw an image of it.
Yeah.
And he did something different. He did
Unless
what she didn't tell him.
Tyrion is the real prince and he won Blackwater.
Tyrion did no, but no. She
Tyrion
said,
won Blackwater.
No, the wording was in the book at least. She saw his Stannis' flag. She straight up said she saw Stannis' flag victorious over the Battle of Blackwater Bay.
Oh, okay.
At least that's how I remember it going, because
Okay.
he tried to very much say like, no, she straight up saw him winning this fight. There was zero room for interpretation. So she was wrong.
So you got
alright.
Ari. You said Sansa.
Sansa.
Bran. Why I keep saying Bran?
Braun is a different character.
I know.
Bran is a card from Magic.
Bran is surviving. Nah, he's not.
Braun is, remember, he's the dude.
No, Bran is. So Braun's surviving.
Oh yeah, Bran.
Okay. So I know all of you guys pick major
That's a
characters.
B character. That's a B
Y'all
character.
pick major characters. I'm not going major characters.
Actually, I wanted to change my third one.
All right, well I'll let you
From
do it.
Liana.
Jakan Hagar.
Jakan-
Won't die because he won't go back.
Yeah,
and
he's
be
not gonna go to
God
Westeros.
himself.
Yes, the face
That
of God
motherfucker.
himself.
No, he's gonna show up on the battlefield and he's gonna take off his mask and he's gonna look at Arya. I was the Night King all along. I told you I would come for your death, bitch.
I told you a man is no one.
He's like, in death is no one.
Fucking hope not.
Oh, that would be okay. It would be the
be
twist of all
awful.
twists. It would be the funniest twist ever because
But
you would be like,
that would be the
he
best-
said death was no one and he controlled death. Oh my God, he's no
Yeah,
one.
no, but if you think
Yeah.
about it, going through the White Walkers, that's the best way to collect faces for the many-faced god.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
All right.
let's go with
Yeah.
Okay,
Bryce
so
himself.
I'm not going full on. I'm not going main characters yet. My
So you
my
get 2
three.
sets of 3 is what you're telling me?
My 3 is gonna be. So, you already picked Sam, so I'm not gonna pick Sam because I do believe Sam's gonna survive. But you already picked him, so I'm gonna go. I'm going Podrick.
Podrick?
Podrick is surviving this.
Podrick.
Brienne's not. Podrick is.
I
think
agree,
Brienne's
Weird.
probably gonna
I
die.
want Brienne and Tormund to live so they can have monster babies.
Right.
I think they're both gonna die on the battlefield.
Oh yeah.
but maybe have a moment.
Podrick surviving. I think the new acting Lord Commander of the Night Watch. I can't remember his name right now.
Dolores Ed.
Ed, yeah, he's surviving. He's gonna make it
He's
through.
got stupid luck, too.
He does. Dolores has done fucking good
yeah.
And
luck.
then
Benjen Stark isn't truly dead yet.
That would be another great twist. I survived!
He's like almost died once, and he probably.
No,
Okay.
he did die.
But let's
They
be
did
real.
kill him.
That iron shackle flame thingy is fucking amazing.
That thing was awesome.
It is It was one of the greatest weapons in this entire show.
I want them to bring it back. Maybe look over the wall.
Oh
and
my
find it,
God!
and John will use
Oh
it.
my God! If John had
That'd
that,
be-
if
no,
John, but John wouldn't have it.
No,
John-
Sansa would have to learn to use it. She's
No,
would-
Arya will pull that bitch
No,
out.
so Arya has her dagger.
No, I feel like Arya.
Oh yeah, so you were wrong. Needle is not Valyrian steel.
Damn it! I was
That's what
thinking
I'm saying.
Dagger.
Needle's
Her
not
dagger
Valyrian
is
steel.
Valyrian.
I was
steel.
just thinking that as I saw her having
Needle,
both of them. Like,
Needle
maybe
is
really
Needle
use
is
it.
Needle was the
This is-
last 2 Stark swords.
Yeah.
Because it was
That's
Ned's
right,
sword
that's right.
And then
and
her.
then her sword
You're
was
right.
the last 2
You're
Stark swords.
absolutely
So that's why
right.
she
I
has
was
to
wrong.
keep it because she knows it's her family legacy sword.
Also, John gave it to her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a legacy. Like
John even
that
said,
sword
I
would have to.
had one of the blacksmiths
Make it.
forge this for you.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything
It's
about
one of the
Valyrian
Stark
steel.
swords.
You're right.
Yeah, it's just
You're
one of the Stark
You're right.
sword.
I was wrong about that one.
So, my third one, I want to say, Tyrion. I said no major characters, but Tyrion's surviving.
See, I feel like it's a given. I feel like Tyrion
No,
has
it's
to
not.
survive.
No, it's not.
way.
No, it's not. Because
No
Cersei, there's a good chance Cersei will try to kill him herself, or she will have to mount him.
I think she will
And
try
the
to.
Hound will protect him.
I think Cersei will try to kill him, and I think Tyrion will kill her
Okay,
instead.
now my question is, because
I
it would
think
be a
there'll be
repeat
some
of Shay.
double death.
It would be a repeat of Shay. I don't think they're gonna repeat Shay.
No, it'll be a repeat of
Shay? No, Shay
Tywin.
tried to kill him. No, remember Shay tried to kill him,
Yeah.
and he.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, in terms of what it's going to mean to the scene, it's going to be a repeat of him killing Tywin.
No, because I think
Yeah.
Jamie is the prophecy. Jamie's the prophecy to kill her because
Oh yeah, that's right.
James
because
can
he's
kill it.
he's her younger brother technically. By
Oh yeah, that's right, because he came out
after her.
after her. That's right. She came in first.
Yeah,
Like by what,
so-
a minute or something?
He's still the
Whatever,
younger
yeah.
brother, and the prophecy
Right.
never specified which
one.
brother. So I think
Okay.
Jamie is gonna
Yeah.
kill her.
I think you're right.
I think Tyrion's gonna survive, but I think now the real question, okay,
Will Jamie be able to use his gold hand like a machine? 'Cause that would be amazing.
is he narrow?
Yes.
Can he shoot it and bring it back?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
The
man,
real
why
question.
don't they just attach a fucking Valyrian blade or a Valyrian fist to that thing?
That would be awesome.
I
Actually,
don't understand why they never did. I'm like,
he's
bruh.
Yakimaru from
That's like
Dororo.
Don't forget, there's not that much Valyrian.
I know.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
They'd have to melt down
But
a
now
sword
the
to
real
do it.
question. Okay.
But like
I
just
have
little
a question.
dragon glass chunks.
Who is?
No one knows how.
Who will Bronn fight for in the end?
Bronn will fight for Tyrion.
Braun will fight for Tyrion.
Well, wait, but
because then he's fighting for Jaime as well.
He will win.
Because remember, he's friends with Jaime.
Because remember,
and
she sent him on. They sent him on a mission.
He's not going to do it.
He's going to kill. He's going to kill them.
Both of them.
Yes.
He's on his way,
Yes.
but he's not going to do it.
No, I don't think he can do it.
No,
That's what I
he's
said.
gonna-
Who would he fight for in
he's
the
gonna go
end?
He's gonna
gonna
abandon that
tell
shit,
them?
and he's probably gonna be like, "Well, I lived the rich life for a while, and it fucking sucked."
He's
No,
gonna.
I got
Braun's gonna see the army of the dead because he wasn't there at the meeting.
You're right.
He's gonna see the army of the dead, and he's gonna go fuck it. Like I have to jump into this because if not, we're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what will
I think
happen
he might be
is
a deserter.
Braun will tell.
He might.
Jaime.
He's a sellsword. He
He's
might.
also-
Braun will tell
coward.
Jaime that Jaime.
I mean,
that,
like,
Cersei
no.
doesn't try
He's
that.
not. No, he's not a coward.
And then
He's a
Jaime will go
street
back and
fighter.
kill
Okay,
Cersei.
Street
hold on.
fighters
I'm
don't
pretty
fight
sure on
battles
that.
Hold
that
on,
they can't
hold on,
win.
you guys.
I'm pretty sure on
listen,
that.
Will's
What'd you
theory
say?
is very sound.
So I'm pretty sure something will happen. Braun will get deterred from his mission, and then he'll tell Jaime that Cersei sent for him to be killed,
And that's how
then
Jaime will kill
Jaime
her.
gets triggered
Okay.
and goes back.
That sounds right.
And also,
I'm
here's
pretty
the-
sure.
I mean,
here's the great scene,
Jamie knows she's coming for his neck. When he told her.
No, but Braun.
He doesn't actually know.
No. He knows. He said, "Oh, you gonna tell the mountain to kill me? You gonna tell him to kill me?" And he pulled out the sword. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't believe you." But in the back of his mind, he knows his sister's fucking psycho.
But I think this
he
will be
knows
like
she's
the
coming
hard.
for
Well,
his
This
neck.
is the hard
all of
confirmed.
last
Yeah, no, there's a
season-
hard confirmed,
All
but
of
these
last
are the hard
season
confirmed.
was him
Falling out of love.
realizing how fucking crazy she was.
Well, he felt
Oh,
in love with her.
no. Last episode, of season 5, when she blew up the chapel. That's when he knew she was batshit crazy.
That
well,
was
that's
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, it was one of the most amazing scenes ever.
I didn't know she was gonna blow them to hell. That was amazing.
I figured. I mean, come on.
Play of the
It's
game.
Cersei.
Yeah, but I didn't know what she was going to do.
I did think she was gonna expose him
Bryce.
as a bitch, as something bad, evil.
And then she was
'cause
like,
remember,
"Dad!"
He said, "Did you find?" When she asked her maester, her hand, "Did you find what I asked you?" Yeah. Is it bad? Oh, it's worse. So I'm thinking, okay, no. He found. I clearly find out he found the store of
Dragon's Flame.
of wildfire.
Wildfire. Damn.
But the plan to have little kids do it though. I said you like at least Varys used his
That's
birds.
some shit.
No. Varys never fucking was out here using kids to their death. Varys was using them to ferry messages and to find information. Varys is never having to murder people like that.
Yeah, but
Varys is remember,
her
Varys is not the murderer type.
the
her
information.
maester, yeah, but
He was to
it was
convince
her
everybody else to
maester-
murder people.
It was her maester who took care of the details, not her. She
Yeah,
just
yeah,
wanted something
yeah,
done,
yeah.
and he took
And
care
that
of the details.
I mean, okay. Let's talk about the worst plan in the history of the show.
Play of the game.
The worst plan. The worst plan in the history of the show. How are we gonna deal with her dragons? A giant crossbow.
Crossbro.
Crossbro.
Crossbow. My bad.
No, it's a dude.
No.
Big Jack.
Because
It's just screaming.
because it was manned by Braun.
Helmet on.
Because it was manned by Braun.
That was my computer.
Because it was manned by Braun, it is a giant crossbow. But
Yeah.
No,
but-
it's just some dude that got out of CrossFit
Let's-
in a fucking one of those like jerseys.
No, I imagine it's a
Tank
shirtless
top.
dude.
Tank
who just
tops,
comes with
yeah,
a
just like
Tank top,
cross on.
chainmail.
I mean, let's be real though. Let's be real though. It is easily the worst idea in the fucking history of the show.
It's the Hobbit.
Giant. Oh, I'm going to kill flying dragons with a giant crossbow.
Again.
Like, are you kidding me right now?
It's the Hobbit.
Are you kidding me right now?
It's literally
Like,
just the
Oh,
Hobbit.
I mean, you could do that, but here's the thing: you need like 100 of them.
Yeah, you do.
and you
Pointed at every
need-
position
lot
in
of
the
yes,
sky.
and you
A lot
need
of
you need
shots.
And the
perfect
second
aim. You
that
need
those
perfect
things it
aim.
gets in like in
You
the
need
right
Nike
area,
aim.
vague area, fire all of them
But-
up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You need to rain arrows.
You
to
need
rain
a
arrows.
volley of
You need a
Braun
you
Braun
need a
is
body
not
of-
a smart character.
No, Braun
He's a clever character.
Braun knew what he needed to
He's
get to
street
it.
smarts. He's not like this is strategy.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
fighting.
He's
dragons.
like Braun. I mean, as they said, Braun. I mean, even in that battle, what did Braun do that none of the other characters were doing? Braun's sitting up there. He's dodging. He's running. Oh, sword. Okay. He's just taking anything that he can get his
Like
hands
a
on.
rogue.
Yeah, he's a
Right,
street fighter.
and that's what, unlike every other character. So, which is why he was like, oh. We have a crossbow that might can take out this dragon. Okay, I'm gonna run to this freaking to this crossbow and try to take out this dragon. But it's like It's the dumbest idea because if you don't kill the dragon, obviously the dragon's gonna come after them.
I think
fucking
here was
everything.
the idea. The idea should have been
obviously.
we pierce the lining of the dragon wings, so we ground him. We keep him in the relatively smaller area other than the sky.
Nah,
We just keep them on the ground, and then we can fire it from higher ground.
It was a stupid idea. It was like, this is a guy who you're like, okay, he's smart. This is the guy who brought back the freaking hound. The mountain and turned him into essentially a zombie, a walking zombie, essentially. Like, and then he says, my grand idea, giant crossbow. Really, it was poor. But
yeah,
I mean,
but,
you know,
we all know Cersei liked it because it reminded her of Joffrey.
We need that Dragonator.
Okay, and let's talk. Can we talk about? I hope they don't.
Dragonator.
They did it. They did it this season in this first episode. Information is just known now.
We talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, it just. Like,
but let's really touch on it a little bit.
Otherwise, you beat around the bush on it, or you're just like, all right, well, we have there's a lot of action to happen.
Yeah,
like,
even last episode of last season, final episode of last season, Cersei's just like, remember, she didn't have all her dragons. I wonder what happened to it. Like,
okay, but
come on.
I can understand that one.
First off, Cersei's smart, but Cersei's not that smart. She's really not. If you really look at all of this shit, she's not that smart. She's clever, and she's so vindictive. So I wouldn't say Cersei's not smart. She's just so evil that she thinks of shit that nobody else would think of.
You know who really stole the episode for me?
Of this
last episode?
Okay,
fucking Euron. Anytime
it's Euron.
He
Come
steals the
on.
show.
I just love when, especially in the last season, when Euron walks into the throne room,
they
just
beefed
with the fucking swag.
They made him. From when he was introduced in season 5 to season 6, he was like a changed character. Like, he was like, oh, I get to play with this role. Oh, you guys are not writing me like I'm boring. Oh, I'm a little bit fitter. Got a nice outfit. Yeah, let's have some fun with this. And he's bringing it. I think everyone's gonna bring it acting wise. No, don't get me wrong. Acting wise, I thought this episode was great.
Yeah,
I didn't think that. Yeah. I think everyone is bringing it for this final season. Like,
nobody is. Sam's scene was the best.
Oh, Sam! I mean, he's just standing there. He's trying to keep it in because he's like, this is Daenerys Targaryen right here. Like, standing Daenerys. What? Dany, white haired bitch. Platinum whore, whatever you want to call her.
Stick with Dany then. Holy shit.
Okay, he's standing there. He's standing in front of Dany, and he's just like, this is her. But at the same time, she's telling him, "I murdered your freaking father and brother." And he's just standing there like.
No, I think the most entertaining part of that is
great.
Fucking Mallory's
her facial expressions were like, I'm actually kind of regretting what I did, because seeing the look on this boy's face right now of what I did, if I would have listened, I wouldn't have destroyed this man right now.
Actually, but I think that's a good scene.
Subtle shout out to Jorah too.
Oh, he was like, yeah, you fucked up, bitch. You fucked up, bitch. He didn't, but when Sam walked away, he looked at her, and she looked at, and she just like, yeah, I know I fucked up. Like,
his silent acting in that was.
It was great. I mean, to me, still one of the greatest. You know me with my facial expressive acting. It still comes from last season when Jamie looks at it was during the meeting, and he sees not the drag, he sees the
white.
Yeah, he sees the white, and he goes from okay to, oh my god, we're so fucked. He was like, oh my god, we're fucked.
Like that. Fucking Cersei jumped out of her seat.
No, Cersei was great because she went like straight up stone face when Dany popped up. She was like, okay, bitch, you got 2 dragons. Okay, cool. And then they start screaming, and she's like, okay, I mean, you have 2 dragons. And then the white popped up, and she was like, oh no.
Well, no, when the white popped up, she jumped out of her seat and tried to run away from it.
It was so great. I was like, good job, guys, because obviously it's all they like to look at CG. To know that there's nothing there, and to still hit the facial expressions like there's something there.
Oh, they had to do that a lot in
great.
the earlier seasons with the direwolves.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
those
yeah.
are- yeah,
they're not there. They're
Season
CGI.
1, they used dogs like for parts of it.
Yeah.
And the puppies too, but then when they got full
Direwolves,
size,
yeah.
no, it was not there.
Now-
They even talked about it. Like, yeah, it's really weird acting with something that isn't
By
there.
the way,
It's
where's
Nymeria- it's-
Ghost.
Ghost is with him.
Still-
Ghost,
still-
Ghost is at Winterfell.
What?
I saw
Yeah,
him. He's
Ghost
at
is at
Winterfell.
Winterfell.
Okay.
Ghost
He
is
was-
around.
He's
Ghost is
chilling. He's
always
just walking around, but they don't have the budget. They don't have the budget to have him in the scenes, so he's there in the background until he's
Okay,
needed.
I'm gonna look.
But
up how many
Nymeria,
they have.
is she coming back to save Arya?
Yes.
Will
Yes.
she? Will Arya find herself in a precarious situation,
I don't
and
think
then
so.
and then Nymeria saves her?
Yes.
I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
No, I think Nymeria she was supposed to reflect Arya as going off on her way.
Okay, but
that would
that-
defeat the
I think
message.
Nymeria needs to have a.
But Nymeria's in Winterfell. She's in the north. still.
dragon glass blade in her mouth and shit.
Oh, she turned
needs to
into
be-
Sif.
She needs to be Sif. She needs to run. She just to run with it. I mean, hey, you outfit Ghost and Dragon Glass armor. He's taking out everybody.
All right. Here, this is actually pretty interesting. Season 8's budget in total, $90 million.
Wait, here's
So
the
now think
okay.
about
So
that. Think about
so
that.
if
A
we
Marvel
break it down by
movie- a Marvel
episode,
movie is $250 million.
Yeah.
Budget for 2.5 hours.
it has one. It has one of the highest.
This is going to be probably 10 hours or 6 episodes, maybe 8 hours in total.
Maybe.
Of this.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the
no,
episodes
I'm
probably
guessing.
eight
I'm
hours.
guessing 9 hours in total.
Okay.
Well, no,
Let's
no, no.
say- let's say
They
9.
said it's 73 hours in total, so it's 60 hours, 68. So
But there's-
okay, no, so they missed out. They missed their own thing.
Hey, yeah, I think that's off. But point
Yeah,
is,
they
like,
missed their own thing.
$90
It's longer
million
than 73
for
hours.
for 8
6
hours.
episodes. Yeah.
8 hours is not a lot of money.
No, I mean this has the highest per episode budget because the other
Yeah.
ones were 10 million
it's
per
gonna
episode.
be like 11 million
Rough.
per episode.
Yeah, it's
or,
or
12 But
That's-
no,
you're
it's
making
12.
less
No, it's
episodes.
13. It's almost
But that-
13 to 14 million
That's like
actors.
doesn't seem like a lot.
That's why.
I
Actors.
know.
It's not
Their
it's not even.
contracts are out of this
Oh
world.
yeah, I mean
expensive.
Amelia Clark literally renewed her contract to say I don't even have to show up naked on screen anymore.
She did that back in season 3.
No, last time she showed up naked was season 5.
Yeah, I remember
She
that.
no, but she
That was
she
the only
did it.
scene, though.
No, she
No.
renewed it to not have to do that. So if you peep, she was only naked once
No, here's
for
the-
like from
Did
like
you
season
not
4
hear-
onward. She was only
Season
naked
3
once.
onward.
Did
she
you
was
not
only
hear what
naked.
happened though?
What?
No, in her contract, she doesn't get naked. She did not get naked. They CG'd her naked.
Did they really?
Yes.
Oh.
That she was not actually
'Cause-
naked. That was CG'd
Because
in.
after
Shit.
season 2, she renewed her contract and said that was a whole thing.
Cause she's like I'm big. She's like I am one of the biggest stars on here.
At that point.
Okay, was Cersei CG too?
No.
No.
That
No.
was really her.
That was
really
really
her.
her. Really her.
Damn.
Yeah,
She
body
didn't care about her
Nice
contract.
body.
She does it for the
I mean,
art.
well, for one, it was one episode. It wasn't like it was.
Yeah,
an
but that
entire
was a
series.
long
that was
It
a
was.
really long
Amelia
Okay,
Clark is
okay,
a lot
but
bigger
can,
star
can,
than
no, but
Cersei.
can you imagine how far she walked? Like, imagine walking from here to imagine walking from here to like the 110 freeway, or even longer. That's how far she walked. Like that's why when
Well,
you peeked,
no,
her
she-
feet
she,
her feet was just raw.
She
by the
walked
end of
about
it.
2 miles.
Nah, she walked longer than that.
Well,
I
she
think.
did because that wasn't one take. She had to do that
forgot.
more than once.
There was one weird
What do you
fucking
mean?
She had to do
thing.
parts of that more than once.
In
It
the
wasn't
show.
one just long take.
I never got
I
this.
mean,
Saying
no.
the
I mean, the
character.
character, Cersei.
Oh,
guys.
You know how far
Guys.
she walked? Like that's a wild walk to walk in those
Has this
shoes.
ever
that
minor?
long.
Has this minor detail ever bugged you? They don't mention it as much now, but in prior seasons, like earlier seasons, they measured distance in miles.
That didn't bother
Really?
me.
Did
They
they?
did.
They did.
Yeah.
They fucking did,
They
and
did.
I didn't get why.
Who cares?
There's nothing wrong.
Maybe
just-
miles mean something different to them.
miles and kilometers they're literally two sides of the same. They're just different ways to measure.
I mean,
something.
No,
It's-
no,
it's-
that's
here's the thing, it's-
but-
no, I'm about to tell you why.
Wait,
wait,
I'm
wait,
about to tell you
but
why.
even using
I'm about to tell you
kilometers- even using kilometers
Westeros
is a problem.
Westeros is North America, obviously, and it is.
What?
Yes.
No,
I
yes,
don't
it is.
see that.
Yes, it
Wait,
is.
it's definitely England.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not Europe. Westeros is North America.
What?
Yes,
Yeah.
Westeros is North America.
Well, but-
George R. R. Martin is fucking English. I mean, he's American. That's why he went with miles instead of kilometers. He didn't.
Yeah, I just figured that was his fault.
No, it is. It's absolutely his fault.
But I guess to this point, like miles and it doesn't matter. Like,
it doesn't.
Kilometers. Those are units we've created. Like even using seconds and hours are things we've derived by knowing the rotation of the Earth around the sun. Like if you ever relate anything back to the real
don't
world,
bring your engineering degree onto the show now, right, man? God damn it!
Like you're not gonna use kilometers. Like they're not gonna be like, yeah, well, obviously, which is based on like a kilometer is based on a fucking like picomicron.
Honestly,
volume.
so it's two things. For like I said, one, a lot of the world understands miles.
No,
Americans do not understand kilometers.
Miles were nicer if they committed to it.
Miles are
instead
linked to Earth.
Miles
are like a value that was
instead of
created
saying,
because they don't say something that's so X amount of kilometers under the Earth or in the sky. It's miles.
Unit.
That's how it creates a massive plot hole, though, in terms of how far fucking armies travel and distance. Now, if they would have used something more obscure like time, like it's a 2 weeks ride.
But they do. They say Fortnite a lot.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's a Fortnite.
Problem with it.
But here's the thing. Wait.
You can't use a week.
When they say
7
no,
days,
they say Fortnite.
Sunday,
They say Fortnite. But
so
it's 14. But here's the thing. Even, I don't know. Season 6 and 7, they've been bullshitting Fortnite.
Yeah.
They've been bullshitting Fortnite. A Fortnite is 3 days to them.
A Fortnite is a game that children play with flossing. I don't give a shit.
Apparently, Joffrey's like, I want to be crowned within the next fortnight. And remember?
2 days later.
2 days later.
You'll be like, okay,
I mean,
so is the Fortnite really 2 weeks or not, or what?
It's like, technically, it was within a fortnight.
Yeah,
Still, right?
Yeah. It's like, Joffrey's like, I want to be crowned within a fortnight. And they're like, damn it, we can't get Ninja on Twitch that fast, you little bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Because I'm like, you be paying attention and you just like, a fortnight is supposed to be 14 days, but yet you guys are doing shit in 2, 3, 4 days. Like,
here.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys the ultimate.
They have teleporter rings. Like they literally teleport wherever they need to go. Arya is the best at it because she literally teleported from. She teleported from Bravos to Winterfell in like 5 days.
You missed
somehow
the story arc in between there though, where Arya
somehow
there's like a Star Trek movie.
Nope, they've never quantified how long sea travel is because, dude, they traveled from Winterfell to Dragonstone like that. Traveled back like that. Traveled to the north. Traveled to the wall. Like that.
Hey,
but who would have cared if they showed it?
Can you use your censored engineering skills to find out how long it would take a dragon to get from fucking Dragonstone?
You have to understand
the
relative.
You have to understand.
Is it African swallow or is it a regular?
Or is it a European?
Yeah, you have to. No, dragons fly fast. Like they fly.
Wait.
Fast
According, like, okay, yeah.
Dragons do.
I mean, let's think about it.
Have some magical bullshit.
How's your aeronautical knowledge?
If we just go real life, birds fly faster than humans can freaking run. So they move very quickly.
Isn't there
Humans don't
something
run
about
very
your
fast.
altitude
Right.
as well? Like your altitude?
Yeah, well,
I mean, think about
Genji
ran from where they were to the wall. He ran it.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
I was trying to figure out
wasn't it like a day's walk?
Yeah, and he ran it.
Yeah,
in a time didn't change.
Wait. A day's walk is reasonably under 20 miles.
Half a fucking
It took him
day.
like 12 hours.
Yeah,
he ran
12
for 12 hours straight.
I wouldn't say he ran for 12 hours straight.
No, he did. He straight up ran for 12 hours without stopping.
He took breaks.
No, he didn't.
He took breaks.
He never took a break. They never showed Gendry ever taking a break, I don't think.
We can assume.
No,
they didn't show
12
hours straight.
12 hours, he would have
Hey,
passed
here's
out.
the live stream of Gendry running for 12
I would love
hours.
that.
I want
That would
that.
have been awesome.
Listen, okay.
I
I mean,
wanna watch that.
look. Sony gave us.
They should have just been split
Sony gave us a
screen with Gendry running for
Sony gave us a
episodes.
2.5 hour car burning. All right, I want a 12-hour Genji running.
Yes.
To the wall. He just running, nothing else. He just.
All you gotta do is just loop that footage, parallax the background.
And he's running for 12 hours.
The wall coming closer and closer. God, what a terrible.
I mean,
okay,
to have
I gotta
to
make
run
it happen
that
now. I'm sure I
distance,
can do that with some
like,
editing magic.
Can you imagine having to run that and knowing like if I stop, they're dead.
Gendry did.
Like, right, I'm saying, can you
Gendry
imagine?
had pure adrenaline.
Like
for 12 hours
like
straight.
he literally said, like you could tell, like in his mind, he's like, if I stop, they all die. So I can't stop running. And you to run for that long, like that's
because it showed him getting to the wall and it was night.
He did it, and I'm like, that's what I'm like, yo, Gendry surviving. He's not dying.
I don't want him dead, but here's
and
the
don't forget, they also
answer,
spent a night.
guys.
Remember?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they
spent a
did.
night. Wait, so I think the time
oh boy
took them to
died.
run, yeah.
The priest died.
Yeah.
So.
But here you go. Here's the ultimate answer to your guys' question. Your thing about Miles. It's not Earth. It's not fucking Earth. The concept of a fortnight could have a completely different meaning.
The
Miles
concept of a
doesn't have
mile.
to be 1 mile.
No,
it's arbitrary.
No,
It is
if
all
you
arbitrary. That's
use
true.
no. You use Fortnite. Fortnite is so specific that everyone knows it's 14
Wait,
days.
Right,
Mile
right.
is not?
I'm gonna say you're wrong.
No.
The majority
Yeah,
of people
you're
have no
right.
idea
Mile
what
is
a fucking Fortnite
10
is.
days.
The majority of people have no idea how long a fucking Fortnite
They need to read a
is.
book then.
Yes, you're right. America is stupid. Congratulations.
Let me see.
You
Wasn't
made
it
the
Fortnite
correct
based on
point.
like the moon or something like that? Wasn't
Yes.
that the whole thing?
Well,
Is like when the moon was
It's
full?
from moon.
yeah,
It's from
yeah,
full to full. Yes.
yeah,
Or
that's
from
supposed to be a fortnight.
from whatever fucking thing.
It's
It's
roughly
from
14
current
days.
to current.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
roughly
which
14
is
days.
half a month, almost half a month.
Yeah, because there's two
Yeah,
full moons.
roughly 14
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
That's
That's what a
it's always
fortnight
been.
is in our world, but it's arbitrary
Yeah,
what
like
it means over there.
a mile was derived based on like some Roman shit. Like a mile's got a lot of
Romans confirmed
Earth
in the
history
Game of
behind
Thrones
it.
universe.
Yes, Game
Well,
of Thrones,
duh.
Romans the prequel. I'm so down for this.
Let's be real. We all know. I mean, okay. So we pretty much covered everything we would need to cover on this episode. We're just vamping at this point,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just we got.
I need to bring up one big thing that I
Okay.
think is going to happen in this season.
Oh yeah. We need spoilers.
All right. This is
Speculation.
speculation. I absolutely think Jon will kill Daenerys.
I agree.
Oh,
Honestly,
I don't think
That
I
literally,
believe
no.
Song of Fire and Ice. I think.
I agree.
Ice and Fire.
No,
Ice
here's,
and Fire.
so here's the thing. Well, for one, we know that the ending will be thematically the same as what George originally wants to do with it. This is the ending. The ending that we get is going to be roughly close to what George envisioned the ending to be.
However,
He's gonna change it
until the
of course.
microtransactions
I would
come.
love it.
Yeah,
if,
the buy your own ending.
I
Mass
would-
Effect 3.
I would truly love it if the moment that the season ended, George said, "I lied. I have a completely different ending for the book, bitch."
No. He said,
and then he helps the air, and then he
And
goes
then he
back
dies.
to
I
his
mean, he did say that he did say it's thematically.
He's got it. He's got it.
No,
It's not
I
exactly.
want that
It's
to be a lie. I want that to be a lie. And I have a completely different ending that's nothing is different.
And then he's got to fake his death and go to Cuba.
Yes.
Okay, so
Dress as Fidel
I
Castro for
agree.
the rest
I
of his
agree
No, he
that
comes
John.
to
I agree that,
Yeah.
that John will
Yeah.
do it because I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what the characters in the goddamn show say. Daenerys is not.
Holy
There you
shit!
go again.
Fuck! I'm
Holy
sorry. I've been saying her
shit.
name like that for the longest time. Dany is not fit to rule. Dany is a conqueror. She's not fit to rule. When I say sit her on the throne and have her rule, no, that's not her. She's fit to conquer. She will easily go and wreck house everywhere and win people over. But ruling, that's not her. And I think it's going to come down between her and Jon for whatever reason. And Jon's gonna have to, because Jon, I know they say Jon is, he's keeper of the peace, or what did they say? He's what's the title that they call that Sam told him?
Oh, he's the true king.
No.
no,
Sam said he's
no,
like
no,
keeper
no.
of the peace, something
Yeah.
like that.
Protector of the realm.
Protector of the realms.
No,
There you go.
well, that's the name of the king.
Yeah.
That's what
But
they
and
literally
that's
call
what,
the protector.
I think John is like Robert in terms of he's a great conqueror and leader, but Jon also, I feel like Jon is fit to rule, but Jon might be smart enough to understand that if he's not fit to rule by himself.
I think.
So if he has like Sansa
Rob was
on his
a better
hand.
conqueror, but just Jon is a better leader.
Oh, Jon's absolutely the best leader in this entire series. Like if we just go, if we like Dany, so
Ned
Dan,
Stark was a pretty good leader.
he was, but I think Jon is even better.
and he was a pretty good
Like,
ruler.
No, but
Dany-
Jon-
'cause
Jon's
Ned-
able to compromise on his pride.
Yeah, Danny.
And honor
So like
sometimes.
Ned, Ned ruled
Ned
because he was a
able to
Stark.
compromise on his pride.
No, not as
he
much.
died.
He, in order to save a child that wasn't his, he slandered his own name and came back having cheated on his wife
true.
No,
to
but
have
that
saved
was
the
to
child.
protect Liana. No, that was to
That was
protect
to
Liana's
That was
honor
also to
and
protect the child.
Well, it was also,
I mean,
no. Okay. Realistically, it was to keep the promise.
well,
with his
Liana was
sister.
dead. Wait, he didn't have to protect her.
He's honor bound to keep
Honor
the promise.
bound.
he
He's
made
honor
to
bound.
his
He's honor
sister.
bound.
So he
He's honor bound.
completely
Yes.
slanders
Yes.
his own
Yeah.
name
Honor bound.
to his wife,
Yes.
to everyone
Yes.
in the realm.
Honor bound.
Family is
Honor
more
bound my
important than
ass.
Honor
accent.
bound. Arguably, he should have told. I think his
That's
biggest
fucked up.
mistake is not telling Caitlyn. I think he's
Who's
definitely
Caitlyn?
Honor
Catelyn.
bound.
I think his biggest mistake is not telling his wife. If he would have told his wife, then
She would have
she
raised
would have
John
raised
not
him.
like a
She would have
bastard.
raised him like
I
not like a
disagree.
bastard.
I think she was so petty and vindictive. She would have actually found a way to tell her sister, who would have told Robert.
She didn't like her sister, right?
No,
No,
she
but
didn't like her
she would have told her though.
No,
No,
she
here's the
wouldn't
other
have.
problem too.
No,
is
no,
that
she loved
it
Ned
would've
more
been-
than her sister.
yeah, hey,
She still
she-
would have. No, she would have been
Nope,
so vindictive.
nope.
She would have found a way to get John killed.
not against Ned. She would have did it to Ned.
So-
No, she would have done it to fuck
you guys are
John.
saying-
no, not for Ned.
Who's
not,
on the
not,
side
not against Ned.
that it would have been a better idea to tell Catelyn that that John what John was?
Me.
You?
So
You're
okay.
fucking wrong.
I agree.
This is why.
Fucking
No,
wrong.
This
no,
is, hang on.
no,
hang on.
no.
You need to let me get through my point.
All right.
It would have been really strange to the outside if they would have been treating John so normally and so much like family. It makes sense for Ned because it's a part of his character. Now, and also it's presumably his bastard child. But for Catelyn to do it, for a bastard child, so fucking weird. Something seems up. Something seems wrong. They would have tried to pry into the family, get spies, and get that info. But instead, no. Everyone treated him like a bastard, and there was no one looked into it.
Okay.
That
So
it was banking off no one looking into it.
That's true.
Because if anyone really pried and looked into it,
I mean, there's only one
fucking
record. There's
I
only
know.
one record.
But still, they could have found that out. If
Oh,
there
yeah, well,
if
okay.
Sam could have fucking found it out, they could
Anyone
have
could
had
have. Anyone could have.
found it out.
Which
they
is
just
the
had
crazy.
to ask the right questions. But because he was shrouded under being a bastard, no one asked
Here's
those
the thing.
questions.
How many magisters do you think have read that journal?
Maesters?
Maesters, that's what I meant. Yeah. How many maesters read that journal? How many maesters know?
Probably very few.
Like next to none, because there's so many other books and so
No
much
one
other shit they gotta do.
cares. No one would give a shit about.
You've seen the Citadel. Those motherfuckers don't care.
Okay.
I
Now,
guarantee-
okay. I'm gonna wait for him to come back because I have a serious question. I need everyone's input on who do you think this character knows? Because I really want to know who. I want to ask who do you think knows who John really is, other than obviously Sam and Bran. Before you guys.
Okay, well we're not gonna answer that until Will comes back. But in the meantime, fuck Catelyn Stark. She's a stupid bitch. I'm glad she died. Worst character in the book.
Whoa!
Fuck Catelyn.
But that's in the books. We're not talking about the books. We're talking about the show. She's not the worst
In the
character.
show, she's an
She's not the
amalgamation
worst
of her
character.
character in the book.
Okay, who do you think knows who John really is, other than Sam and Bran?
So you mean like outside of net, like currently,
Outside of the living,
like
of the living.
of this at this moment, who knows?
Because if Littlefinger knew, he would have brought that up.
I don't think
Littlefinger
Qyburn
didn't
knows.
know.
Littlefinger didn't know. I don't think Varys even knows.
I think Varys knows.
I don't think so. He doesn't. He wouldn't. Who does he have in the Citadel?
Yeah,
Who does he have that
I think it's
access
only-
to?
Also-
It's Varys.
Also, Varys, Varys could have found out.
No.
But
He has people
remember,
everywhere.
this ties back to my point
Everywhere.
of keeping that shroud of John being a bastard, and no one asking the questions about him because they treated him the way he should have been treated
Which
in
is
order to
nothing.
protect. Yeah, exactly, like nothing.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, he's just a fucking
So
bastard.
I think
Leave
it's
it
only
at that.
those two.
Now, the only person who is questioning, they're all dead now, is like, it's really weird that Ned would, find some other woman and have another child. Those people who asked those questions are already fucking dead.
Who said that? There were a couple people who actually.
Robert
brought up
said that for one.
Robert did bring that point
He
up.
brought
didn't
that
he?
up. He's like,
he was
you?
really surprised.
He's like, you? Who's the woman?
Because Rob knows him. Rob knows he would have never cheated on his wife like that.
I mean, there was that whole point they brought
and
up.
if
in
Rob,
the
and he
first
he
season.
knows Rob would have murdered John easily.
Robert
He-
would have murdered the shit out of him.
Robert would have probably tried to do it himself.
hammer.
Because my betrothed's betrothed whatever
Jesus.
betrothed son
Betrothed?
betrothed son from
fucked
he would have murdered him himself. He would have did it
just
himself.
smashed
I mean
the
the dude was comfortable sending out
whole new
a hit. Literally, he sent out a hit order on Danny.
On a 14-year-old girl.
On a 14-year-old girl. He found out she's pregnant.
Good.
Kill her still. I don't care.
I don't
murder her before the horse spreads her legs and.
Oh my God, bro! Like I was like, and it's so funny though, because they was like when Danny asked Varys, "Oh, you're the one who gave the order," and he was like, "It wasn't me." Oh, but who sent the assassin? All right, fair enough. That was me.
Yep.
Like, but it's like, I mean, what do you do when Ned tried to back out, and Robert basically said, "If you back out, I will basically kill you. So do what I'm telling you to do." And it's just like, even Varys knew I gotta kind of do it, like, or I probably will die. So, but I was curious. Like, I'm curious who else knows. Who do you think else knows? I think Varys knows.
No one.
I
don't
think
know
no
one.
one.
I
go with the argument. I'm gonna go with the Varys knows, because Varys has his hands in everything.
Okay, but
More than he need. More than surprise.
All right, let me ask you this question.
Because Melisandre doesn't know. Oh, is Melisandre coming back?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's gonna die in Westeros, and they have to show her that.
Is Varys making it out?
No.
Okay.
They already said she proclaimed he's gonna die, which if they're going
He
with
could
the
die.
whole,
He could die 30 years from now, for all we know.
yeah, see that's the thing. They could show them that they survived the battle and die later, but that would be really
That'd be
anticlimactic and stupid.
And that type of prophecy was just like, oh, so.
By the way, I will be pissed if there isn't a if the ending's not that satisfying. Like, I want there to be a fucking epilogue, prologue.
Epilogue.
I bet you
want
they'll
there to
make
be
a
a
post-series,
small
actually. They'll make a
epilogue.
series.
I don't know about a post series,
wanna-
but I just
I don't want a
want a
post-series.
small epilogue of everything that's going on.
Well, yeah, you have
Unless
to. You
unless
have
it's
to.
total kingdom destruction, in which case that's fine.
No, I want to see.
gonna
I
be-
want to
it's
see
gonna be a
every
post-series.
keep destroyed.
I mean, look, it's about how you finish. Like, this is the type of show that it's not about the journey. It's not. I'm sorry. It's about how you finish. Because if you finish weekly, if you finish weak, you will ruin the legacy of Game of Thrones.
They've built this entire show to build up to one
I mean,
climactic
think about it.
moment.
The very opening scene.
anyone
Opening scene
could
is
win
White
right
Walkers.
now.
Opening scene is the White Walkers killing the Night
even
Walkers.
though like,
So they this is it. This is final.
They built
this
up
is
to
it.
this moment.
Yeah,
That's
George
so
built
I think
up to
that's
this
kinda
moment.
That scene is so fucking bad in whatever
At the
version.
very beginning.
But
It's
it's
so
but you have
terrible.
to think about, like, George knew, because it just get writerly real quick. It's the way a lot of people, the way you're supposed to, where you can open up a scene in a story, right, is you open it up the same way you close it. So, and you open it up building to the climax that you're going to end your story with. So yes, even though he knows it's not a story that's going to be ended for another 5-6 books, or originally he thought it was going to be like 4 or 5 books, he opened it specifically showing the Night Watch and the White Walkers, and
No, the Night Watch and the White Watch, they're fighting each other. Battle of the Watches.
And he specifically opened his entire series up with that scene to let you know that no matter what else happens in Westeros, this is the main battle. This is the main game. And if no matter what else happens, so they have to end it correctly. If not, you will ruin the story. You will ruin Game of Thrones. You will ruin the entire story. Everything else in between will be amazing, but who wants to rewatch a series that the ending sucks? How many people rewatched Lost?
I'll rewatch part of Lost.
The first season. Is
I never watched
Right.
Lost.
great.
I'm happy about
and
that.
see, how many people
The
can say
ending of
how
Lost
many people
bad,
rewatch
so.
Heroes?
Yes, me did. Zach did.
You
right
watched-
here.
You watched
I
season 2 of
didn't.
Heroes?
All of it. I
Right.
watched all of Heroes again.
Like,
Fuck you.
But not that many. Not that many people rewatch Heroes. Not that many people rewatch Lost. These are shows that clearly had it.
I
They
agree
started
on this point.
great and they
Yeah.
ended so terribly that you just don't care to watch.
I think that's
it
true in
anymore.
video games as well.
And so that's what I'm like,
Okay, so
they
it's
have
like,
to
It's
do
a
it.
bad ending. You're like, I don't really want to.
It's like the
experience that
story.
again.
It's like Jolkin, Rolkin, Tolkien stories, where they say it's about the journey. Yes, but it also is dependent on how you stick the landing.
Yeah.
If you don't stick the landing well, your story fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what?
'Cause you-
But like, on the opposite side of that, you could have a story that's like only but if you have a great ending, then all of a sudden
that's
you
M. Night Shyamalan.
retroactively think.
That's M. Night Shyamalan.
Well, M. Night Shyamalan's
Six-
endings
this-
aren't good either. Nothing about
the
this.
six, okay, the
No.
Sixth Sense though. No, I'm not saying that they're good. It's just how you end it.
You know, it's like
The Sixth Sense. that entire movie leads up to that last 6-7 minutes.
This is a little bit
Entire
off
movie.
topic,
Did
guys.
you play A Way Out?
I've seen
aware of how it
Way
ends.
Out sticks the ending. Did you see Annihilation?
No.
Yes.
Annihilation, very mediocre movie that
Yes.
sticks the ending.
So-
very,
Oh my
very
God.
hard.
So here's
Great.
the thing.
So but I think the entire movie better
Like
because the ending
fucking
was great.
'Cause it
Hereditary.
led up to it.
So Hereditary, the horror movie.
Didn't see
Second
that.
night, recently watched it.
Yeah.
Great trippy fucking movie. Threw you for a loop. Stuck that ending. Bittersweet. Not even
This is
bittersweet.
bitter.
This is bitter. Stuck that fucking ending though.
Yeah.
And that's
To the point of where rewatching it actually made you, oh shit, let me go through this. Now, unfortunately, Game of Thrones is not one of those things where it's like, they reveal information, you can't go back and be like, now I get that. Now I know
Well,
because
like,
I
you
tried
rewatch it
rewatching
again,
it.
you
and
can
it's
see
like,
details you missed.
yes and no. So
Details, yes, but not.
Seasons 1 through 5 and like half of season 5 really, which is basically George's books. When his you can rewatch those and you'll pick up on a lot of stuff that you know. Oh, this was planted in this book in the earlier stuff because of that. But that's because George knew what he was doing. Season 6 and 7, you're like, okay,
first of
we
all,
know
hold
that
on,
you guys
hold
are fan
on,
service
hold-
call
hold-
back into
Hold
stuff.
up.
There's a lot of that.
George had no fucking idea what he was doing for a bunch of the shit at the end.
Of what?
He had no idea what the fuck to do with
End of
Rickon.
what?
He was just like, I'm gonna write Rickon off and deal with him later. Oh fuck, I forgot what to do with him. I don't know what to do with Rickon.
Okay.
Shit.
Nobody knows what to do with Rickon.
Yeah.
And I really hope George. Okay,
Kevin didn't know what to do with
now,
Rickon.
we're gonna talk about this, and this will probably be like one of the last topics that we talk about because I really wanted to bring this up now that we're here. Let's just real quick cap it off. Baelish. I think Baelish's death scene is terrible.
I think it's amazing.
Great.
I think
Totally
it was
worth
a great
it.
scene.
I guess I'm the odd man.
You're
out.
wrong.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it
Straight
is
up wrong.
terrible.
Nope, it was awesome.
I think it is-
was great.
Perfect.
Trash.
It
I
was
think
perfect.
it is
He
just
became
so.
a coward. Like he.
Okay, hold on.
is.
Wait, I want to hear Bryce's full argument, and then I'm gonna debunk it in 2 seconds.
To me, it didn't give Baelish the type of ending he deserved. This is the guy, right? This is the guy who set off the entire war. He set off the War of the Five Kings. He did all of this stuff, and he's been playing this political game. To have him sit an entire season in Winterfell, trying to turn Sansa against her family, like really, dude. This is
Yeah.
you freaking play political machinations through the entire series, and you sit in Winterfell trying to
Let's
you know,
go
dink on
counterclockwise.
Jon, and then to have him get found out because they don't really explain how Arya and Sansa even find out the
They talked.
They don't show that.
They don't need to. That
was one of the things they skipped out on,
If they
which I
showed
didn't
it,
like.
then it would have ruined that entire scene of them figuring
No,
it
no,
out
no.
because they
They-
talked
no,
to
no,
each
no.
other.
Plant the
Yeah.
seeds that they, if they even would have planted the seeds just a tad bit more, that maybe Sansa isn't as dumb as she's letting on. But they didn't. They didn't do it well enough.
Because
for
they
me.
wanted you to
And
believe
then
that they were going to do it.
To me, I didn't feel it. It didn't stick the landing for me. Like when it got to it and they got to the moment, I'm like, yes, I know. I'm 100% the Starks obviously have to kill him. He has to die by the Starks' hands. There's no doubt about that. But the way it was in a room full of him, like it came off as just like we don't know what to do with Baelish. Because I'm sorry, they didn't know what to do with Baelish in that last season. Season 7,
no, I
they
get
had
that, I
no
get that.
idea what to
They're
do
just
with
like,
him.
They're just like, hey, just try to whisper sweet nothings into Sansa.
Okay,
And then it was
but
like, all
what
right,
did
because
Baelish- what could Baelish do?
the way he was killed. He was killed because he was trying to turn Sansa and Arya against each other and Sansa against Jon. Like, really? This your master plan?
Okay.
To turn Sansa against her family?
All right,
It's Sansa.
Let me ask you this, Bryce. What else could Baelish do?
That's what. Hey,
What was his? What?
I don't
what
know.
could
I
he
didn't.
have done?
I wasn't. You know, I'm not George, and I know that's just why I said when they went off book, they screwed a lot.
Okay.
Okay. So we
finish
got.
this up.
Yeah, we're finishing.
I called him great.
Yeah. So we. Oh, okay. So we're finishing up pretty much.
Well, you
Say
guys
your
keep on.
goodbyes.
All right,
because you're
goodbye. I'll be back.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, well, you'll be back in about 3 weeks because
So yeah, he
taking a
won't
trip.
he won't be on the recaps for the next about 3 more weeks.
two
But
more weeks. But
I'm
yeah.
going to Japan.
yeah, so he's going to have fun.
So quick question: Are you a White Watch or are you a Black Walker?
I'll definitely Black Walker.
What about you?
Black Walker all day.
White Watch, bitch.
I'm a White Watch fan. No, you should honestly call CA Will. You should call this fucking podcast either like the Black Walkers or like the White Watch.
Okay, the White Watch or the Black Walkers. Oh yeah, I think I'm changing the title.
Here's the thing, Bryce, with Baelish.
Because who's banging who? We didn't talk about who's banging who.
No, so here's I want to put in my 2 cents about this.
And then we're gonna cap it off.
Yeah,
Last
this
statement.
is why I think you're wrong about the Baelish.
Okay.
Baelish died playing his games because he didn't know when to fucking stop.
Okay. Fair.
And his only move was to create discourse within the family because that's what he's bred to know. It's what he does.
Yeah.
He
Fair.
can't. He's in a foreign area. He doesn't know it. He doesn't have anyone on his side. So the only way to really get any footing is to make the potentially most powerful woman in the house distrust anyone else so they don't gang up against him.
Okay.
So that's why I think his actions was the only thing and the most logical thing for him to do. Now, unfortunately, he just didn't know when the fuck to just give up.
He didn't know.
See,
I
So,
don't know.
and if he did like not done any of his games or trickery, when he got to Winterfell, he would have actually been dead on the spot regardless. His fate was fucking sealed because of how long and how much he had kept doing this, to the point of where it's getting to a point where he has like a reputation.
See, I think Baelish. I think the Baelish of old, the smarter Baelish, would have not went to Winterfell. He just wouldn't have.
No,
You're wrong.
Okay.
You're very wrong right
Okay.
there. Here's the exact reason why. Because Catelyn lived at Winterfell. He wanted Winterfell so bad because it is essentially the one thing he truly needed. It was his connection to Catelyn.
It was.
He would've
Well,
done
that's why.
anything.
That's why
No,
he wanted Sansa.
No,
Obviously.
from season 1, he's always been that boy chasing Catelyn or the closest thing to Catelyn.
Yes.
Yeah.
He would have never stopped
Always
until he got
chasing
her.
the big dreams. Okay, fair. Ooh.
And his
Oh.
death. His
All
death.
right, hold on, guys. You guys keep talking. My computer's about to
Oh.
die.
Well, he died the way he lived. He died with a whisper. He was a tiny little bitch boy who wanted more than he was supposed to be given in his life. And when he didn't get it, he would challenge someone for it, lose, complain, and then say, "Here will be how I win in the future."
You can unplug that.
Oh.
That's just the tower, the power tower.
Okay, so all right, okay, fair. You know what? I don't want to keep going on about.
Yeah,
it's the
but
end,
I
so
just think it's perfectly thematic and just accurate, and also remind you, he got full of himself with how well he had been doing. He was on a streak for
very
the
true.
longest time.
Very true.
So why would he be like,
Why would
I
he
should
stop?
stop while I'm ahead? No, that's not his thought process.
He's still going. There's no reason to stop.
He's arrogant, and that's also why he always lost against Rickon Stark. Rickard Stark.
I mean,
Because
honestly,
he kept like pressing, even though he knew he was at a disadvantage.
Well, the
He
weird
didn't
part
know
was-
when to quit.
Well, as a kid, he would always press, and Kat would tell him no, and he said, "I can't stop. I love you." And no matter how many times she told him no, he would still press on. He was a creepy little kid.
all right, so
He's a true nice guy.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it. Oh my God, true nice guy. We're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it here. Thanks for watching, guys. This was our first recap of Game of Thrones, and we will be back for season. We'll be back every episode every week.
Yeah, just don't be fucking late next time.
I will be.
Why?
I had things to do, but we're not gonna get onto that. So stop. Thanks. Yeah, once again, thanks for watching, guys.
Maybe next time Bryce will be able to say Daenerys properly.
Ha. All right. Peace out.
Dio did nothing wrong.